So allow me to say a very blessed good morning to those of you that are joining us this morning for our Beyond Yes I Do podcast. We are coming to you live again from our studios. I believe that wherever it is that you are watching us from this morning, it's a great honor and pleasure to have you join us either now or maybe later as you watch. We want to thank God so much more for giving us this opportunity to come to you live with this podcast. I know that from the feedback we have been receiving, quite a number of people benefiting from the conversation we had here last week. And to us, I think one person impacted by the discussion we have here is enough. And so when we get 3 or so more people reacting or maybe being reached by our podcast, we totally give God thanks. I know that ahead of us, there's a great conversation coming up in a short while. So I just want to ask you, wherever it is that you're watching us, either on Facebook or also you can also join us live on YouTube channel at Tehillah Praise City. We are streaming on Facebook at Tehillah Mozwa Libansi, so you can help us share this podcast. If you have a question, maybe a suggestion or an addition to what we are doing right now, then please go ahead and do so. And then we'll be able to share some of those sentiments, the comments, or maybe that whatever it is you're sharing during this podcast, or maybe after we are done. And so feel free to like, to comment, to share, and give us your suggestions or maybe your additions to what my panelists will be sharing during this podcast. So thank you so much again for joining us this morning. In a moment, I will be introducing the special guest that we have here this morning. And so, on my left, I'll begin from our, let me call her host because she was here last week. We can say ladies first. I'll begin on the extreme left to introduce yourself. And then.
Thank you, Pastor. And my name is Charity Wasilwa. I really don't have a long introduction or very many accolades. I'll leave it at that so that by the end of the podcast, all of us or each one of us who's listened will be able to give me a title of their own. Thank you and welcome.
Yeah. My name is Dominic Wafula Osianjo. I'm a man of God and privileged to be married for over 18 years now. And it's been working. So I am also privileged to be here and to learn together with us. Thank you.
Awesome. At least today we have someone whose marriage is working. So we are glad to, to be able to ask you maybe some of these questions as we continue.
Yes.
There is a discussion we had last week, and I think we'll pick up from there, if Charity, you can remember. And I think it was behind the scenes, and there was a question posed by someone, or the suggestion we had about when men ask about what do you bring on the table. If I can remember well, you said that's an awkward question that you should be asking yourself, that a man should be asking himself. Could we be able to demystify that, errors in that statement? What you think is wrong with that statement? In that is wrong with that statement, if we can begin from there.
Okay. Thank you, Pastor. Indeed, that came up, and to repeat my word, it is a very awkward question for a man to pose the "what do you bring on the table" statement, because technically speaking, he is not literally asking about what you're going to bring on the table.
Okay.
He would wish to know if you'll be able to be a partner in whatever will happen in that marriage, but more so, the issue of finances, the issue of the materialistic aspects of a relationship. And for me, it comes through as an awkward and a foolish question, because we previously said when you approach a woman, there are stages in connecting. You are first attracted to somebody, and then your desire to know them better will bring you to a level of association. So what is it that you saw other than the attraction, other than the physique, other than the good looks? And even with that, we would want to understand, what do men see? What are you attracted to? And whatever you are attracted to in a person will lead you into wanting to associate. Along the way, we all desire that our men be very wise. You would want to see, I used an example behind the scenes, that if you got me in a changa den and got attracted to me in my stupor as a drunk woman, then that is what you are going to associate with.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have questions that you think are related to finances, the materialistic aspects that come with the relationship, have a smarter way of questioning other than bluntly asking what somebody is bringing on the table. And I can tell you for free, an intelligent woman will see through that question and bring up a lot of issues on what type of man you are. Because you wouldn't approach somebody without really knowing what they are able to bring to the table. And this table could be your life. What are they able, what are you seeing? What do you desire to get from this relationship? And how do you now assess whether you are able to get what you need brought to the table during the association? Then you can learn somebody's traits, characters, and gauge whether you want to go on a second date or leave it at the first date. So by the time you're asking somebody what they want to bring on the table, sure thing, you should know what that person is able to bring on the table.
Okay.
And that makes it very foolish to ask.
Okay. Wow. Could that be true to say sometimes a man could be having gaps in himself? And many times, so they say oftentimes, what people are looking for is someone who could be able to fill the gaps in their life. So they should be able to identify those values that comes in his life to fill the gaps before they even approach you. Except maybe the approach, why they're approaching you is wrong. Could that be true?
Anybody, be it a man or woman, anytime there's need to associate, there's usually a void to be filled.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah.
Yes.
You don't associate if you're complete. What would you need? Yeah. If I've eaten my ugali and saka and I feel very satisfied, do you think there'd be need for me to eat something extra?
No.
Yeah, you only get something extra when there's a need. And very true. Anytime a man approaches a woman, there is something lacking in their own life, even if, or not for the lack of, not lacking would be too strong.
Okay.
Something insufficient, it would be there, but you just need somebody to complement it and fill it up so that you feel the satisfaction that comes with the natural bonding of any being.
Okay.
Yeah. So true.
Okay.
When you approach somebody, you have an interest.
Okay.
And therefore, as you associate, see if this person is able to meet what you're looking for.
Awesome.
Yes.
Pastor, you have something to add on that?
Yes, I completely agree with her. Because if you ask that question, then it means you lack some level of wisdom. Because what you bring on the table is something you discover. It's not something you ask to be told. Because even if the lady decides to tell you what she's bringing on the table, she can decide to tell you anything.
Yes.
The way you get in marriage, you realize what she meant she's bringing was just what we call air, hot air. There's nothing. It's something to discover. And his experience, as Mama has said, is a time of analysis, looking at what you are looking for. If I bring in the part of the scripture, as she has said, when you look for someone, there is something you are looking for. That's why the Bible now says that it's not good for man to be alone. He's bringing a helpmeet. Meet, not met. Meet. It means there is something she's coming to meet that you can't meet. It's something she's bringing.
She's a helpmate. She's a helpmate.
Yeah, she meets
One
something.
meet
Yes.
for you.
Yes. There is something that you don't have that she's meeting. And truth be told, also for ladies, there is something a guy is meeting that you can't. So I support what she says completely. So it's a discovery. It's not something you just ask. And if you ask direct, as she says, then the lady might see you as a person who is not serious with life. And your interests are wrong. Yes.
I think
Very right.
being a pastor, I think you can be able to help us put some meat on it, because I think when God was creating woman, did he say that the noticed man was not, he was a lonely person? He said, I will make him someone.
Yes.
So it was God saw gaps in a man.
Yes.
And brought someone who would fill the gap. So I think the question of gaps is exactly what we were addressing.
Yes.
When I was growing up, there used to be, and I'll ask this question maybe to Pastor and then Ma'am. We used to go to youth conferences, and they used to tell us that whether there were 3 questions you need to answer before you get married. One question was who, when, and then how.
Yes.
What should determine the who? Now that we are talking about that question of the gap, because I know in the generation we live in, there are things that people make decisions based on that do not contribute to the longevity of a marriage.
Yes.
So would you help someone watching us this morning on some of the things that should help him to know who to be the wife? Who do I choose to be the wife? Is it based on the woman, or is it based on me when I want to get married? Am I making a decision based on the woman, or it's supposed to be based on me?
I'll start by saying it must start by being based on you, because you are looking for someone who can meet your needs.
Yes.
So that who can bring the complement that God expects to bring around in marriage. So therefore, to start with, I would like to tell you that what we have is we have a problem of young people not getting the knowledge. The Bible, clearly speaking in Proverbs 24, it clearly says, by wisdom is a house built. By understanding, it is established. By knowledge, it's filled. So you must get the knowledge, the information. What kind of men and women do we have out here? What are you looking for? Yeah, so you must start by looking at specifically, what do you expect? God is presenting many of them now, but it's based on what you expect. And I want to say this. You cannot find a perfect person. So you're going to look at the things the person has and all the things that maybe she's made of and what you expect, and then look at what are the low points, what are the negatives, and ask yourself this question: can I be able to live with this in case this person doesn't change at all? Am I be able to be sustained in this relationship with this thing? Can I live with it? If the answer is yes, then you move on. But I want to say, those people who think you're going to get 100%, it's a lie. No one is perfect.
Okay.
We all living towards perfection. Thank you, sir.
Ma'am, what do you think?
Thank you, Pastor. You've asked what, who, and how.
Yes.
I would add something else.
Yeah.
When?
Yeah.
And you said that was taught to you in a youth seminar.
Yes.
It is a very common strategy on any project implementation.
Okay.
So looking at marriage like it is a project or a decision you've made, it is an activity you need to be done, that needs to be done in your life. So what do you want? I want a marriage. Who says that? It's supposed to be both. The man wants a marriage and the woman also needs to want the marriage.
Okay.
And you said who? The man does the approach. I believe so. Though I know the society we live in, we have women out here who think they have a right to approach men.
Is it okay?
As much as I do not agree with that, I respect their decisions. And if you ask me why I do not agree,
Yeah.
I'll tell you the facts.
Okay.
Because when you bring it down to who a man is in a marriage or in a relationship and who a woman is, I am not a pastor. You two are pastors. But if you want it done the right way, don't move very far from what the Bible says about the correct way to live life,
Okay.
not just marriage.
Okay.
So I don't preach on the pulpit, but I'm a very good congregant. I sit back there in my church and I listen and take in everything that my pastor says.
Mm.
What do you want? You want a marriage. In a marriage, you have a husband and a wife. Okay?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
As a man stands and says, I want a wife, the wife might also desire to be a wife.
Mm.
The husband wants a wife, the wife must want a husband.
Yes.
What am I saying, Pastor? Why are you looking at me? Looking very
I'm really
surprised?
following
Yes.
keenly. Yeah.
Yes. You know
it's
why?
of interest.
It is
Yeah, yeah.
that now those are the deep things and the technicalities of a marriage.
Mhm.
Mm.
You might want a wife. Are you ready to be a husband?
Mhm.
Mm.
A man must want and desire to be a husband for him to approach and get a woman who wants to be a wife.
Okay.
The fact that a man approaches you and proposes marriage is not enough. That man who is approaching you and is proposing marriage should be ready to be a husband. Because when you marry, then we are not calling you a man, we are calling you a husband in
Yes.
that setup of marriage.
Yes.
And this lady that is approached should not just say yes because a man has come in and they want to marry her. This woman must say yes because I also want to be a wife. Then that brings us down to what we need. How it should be done, how the approach should be done, and how the marriage should be done will depend especially on how the marriage should be done, majorly on your background. For us, this is church, so my advice is always do it according to the Christian fundamentals and faith.
Okay.
When should people get married? That is also, I know on you, as you said, what, how, and who. When do you need to get married? When? One, we have the legal age. It is not just the legal age. Society has set standards on when we need to get married.
Yeah.
Mm.
Going to school has enabled us know when biologically a man is mature enough and a woman is mature enough to get married.
Yeah.
So the age factor should come in.
Yeah.
You do not marry off a 15-year-old child because their grandmother got married at 15.
Mhm.
Okay.
We know there are marriages, our grandmothers got married at that age, very early. But psychologists say a woman aged below 25 is still struggling with maturity. So a lady who is 25 is biologically mature enough, the organs of her body are grown, and they can now be able to handle the challenges that come with marriage. And not just challenges. Take an example like childbirth.
Mm.
It is not child play.
Mm.
So if somebody is coming to be a wife, we expect over time there will be a mother and what comes with being a mother. So all those factors should be looked into, but majorly as you start over a relationship, for me, the man should initiate
Okay.
that process.
Everything.
Yes.
Awesome.
And the woman should be able to receive and know her position so that she complements the man who has come to her life. Too much talk? I hope I've said something.
You said it well. Allow me to just appreciate the people that are joining in. I've seen quite a number of questions coming on through on Facebook, but I think we'll be able to handle one of them before we proceed with our conversation. And I want to also encourage you. There's also a number right there on screen. If you want to call in live, please go ahead and do so. There's a person asking, is Kevin Wanjala. In fact, someone is saying that I greet you, Mwalim Dominic. But a question coming from Kevin Wanjala says, I'm loving the conversation. Quick question. A wounded partner carrying deep wounds of past relationships may be left with a kid or something saved but still holding on to the pain or hiding under Christ. Expresses narcissist behaviors. What do you do? Ain't perfect, as a pastor says. Don't know if I answered the question. He's saying a wounded partner carrying deep wounds of past relationship may be left with a kid or something, saved but still holding on to the pain or hiding under Christ.
I understand her.
Yes.
Yeah. Expresses narcissistic behaviors.
Yes.
What do you do?
Yeah.
Do I go first?
Yeah, go
or-
first. Go first,
Okay,
yeah.
fine.
Mm.
Listening to Kevin, that is somebody who already understands what is happening in their lives.
Yes.
That whenever there is a breakup, pain is associated, and very often it is emotional pain. And any kind of pain, if it is not healed, be it physical, be it emotional, will always spill on into the other relationship. So how do you handle that? You give yourself a break, take a pause, identify what is ailing you. If you went to a doctor for a medical checkup, you will not get to hospital and tell Daktari mguu inaniuma when you have a headache.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So when you face life and the challenges that come, understand, yes, I have a broken relationship. It might have been your mistake, or it might have been the other person's mistake. If it is your mistake, identify what happened, what your contribution was in that, in ending that marriage. If it was the other person's mistake, identify, and you'll be very realistic. You don't just sugarcoat. Sit down and ask yourself questions. I like saying, do the mirror talk. Ask yourself the hard questions. It is very easy to forgive if the person who contributed was the other partner. Because human beings, normal, we will apportion blame and say it was the other person. But if it is you, it becomes hard. It needs somebody who has a very high intelligence level to sit down and say, no, this was my mistake. I made this mistake, and therefore I need to change. Or it was something I did unwillingly, unknowingly. And there's something we like saying, you forgive yourself. How many times do you forgive yourself? How many times do you realize that I let myself be very vulnerable, and this led me into making this mistake? I am human. I feel sorry that I allowed this to happen to me. So you need to forgive yourself and change so that you do not bleed on the next person who comes into your life. Society reads a lot on social media.
Yeah.
And we use the narcissist word very easily. For, is it Kevin? To know
The
whether
Kevin, yes,
indeed they have those traits or not, I would request that if need be, they see a therapist. You might see somebody you read somewhere, and now you can relate and see that indeed this person is behaving in this manner. And because you do not know how to get out of it, it is only fair that you seek therapy. And you can get therapy from professional therapists, but I know the spiritual body, our pastors and all that, bring in the counseling. Sometimes I always feel it is good that we keep the body of Christ with the skills that are needed in counseling, so that we don't fall from the temptation of bringing a spiritual aspect in a matter that should be bashed for what it is. Okay? Because you see, when if Kevin came to me, I would allow myself pray on my own, but I will not subject him, or I will not ask that we pray before we do our session.
Okay.
Yeah, you know why that is a problem? It is a problem because when you bring in the spiritual aspect and somebody is in pain, we tend to,
It's a paracetamol kind of thing.
no, we tend to leave it to prayer. We tend to leave it to Christ when we know there are aspects that you as a person are supposed to fix. I was telling you the other day with somebody, when you're hungry and you ask that God brings you food, we don't live in the manna days. If you don't go to the farm and plow, if you don't go find the food, you don't have the fire, and you're saying, by the power of the Holy Spirit, ugali anguka hapa na kuku, what happens? It will not. So there's that aspect of you as a human being. As we pray, please try to do everything that is right. I'm not saying you should not see your pastor for counseling. See your pastor, and let us, when Pastor Moss handles your issue and the spiritual aspect is not really flowing because he's telling you, please stop doing this, this is not right, make life changes that align with your faith. You should be able to see that. It just doesn't mean that your pastor is not seeing your aspect, because very often people run here, and when you call for Kesha pastor, you'll be praying for 5-6 hours here, and what happens to them tomorrow? They go back home and they are living in the same lifestyle. So what happened? It becomes a circle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man,
It was really touching me because I'm a pastor. Mom, what you're saying is many pastors need to know.
Yes.
Because let me tell you, there are so many people hiding in church with pain,
Yes.
just like you said.
Yes.
The kingdom of God works on principle. As Mama said, if food is on the table, you can't speak in tongues and then it enters your stomach.
Exactly.
My friend, it can't work.
Mhm.
You have to pick it, put on your stomach and swallow for it to enter your stomach. So you cannot solve a principle of something that needs you to pick with a prayer.
Yes.
Just like Mama has said, many people are suffering, are in pain. The problem is they need healing. That healing cannot be solved by prayer. Because you pray, you finished. After you finish your prayer, you realize that the issue is still there. So I want everyone to know that when you are in church and you're facing a challenge, please, salvation is not suspension of thinking. It's not suspension of talking and solving emotional issues.
Very true.
Brother Moss, sometimes when you have stress, you don't come to pray. Sometimes you just need to go maybe to the beach and just relax. Or go to this quiet place and just be alone. Or you just need sometimes to just sit in a place and laugh. Or just put on some music and dance.
Are we too serious?
Yeah, sometimes we're too serious, man. Especially there are ladies who go to church, as Mama say, they will cry on the altar. Oh, Jehovah, cry, fall down, and blah, blah, blah. Prayer will not solve what is in your mind. It propels and releases the Spirit of God that will guide you on what to do, but it will not do what you are supposed to do. So prayer will lead you to understand what you're supposed to do, but it can't do it. So go to people who have gone through similar situation and they have overcome. How did you go through this?
Yeah.
It was tough for you. How comes you're still standing and it was tough? Let them tell you, you realize that your issue is not as bad as it looks. Theirs was worse. And God really helped them. You are still spiritual. God still helped them. And they were able to overcome. So healing is very, very much important. As Mama said, let's not be like ostrich. We try to hide. Things are difficult, but you're in church. Hallelujah. And you're carrying pain. So when this brother in church who says, oh my God, I found a sister. Then you get married. Then you reach in the house. Then the real you now comes out. Then the pain now flows in the house. Something small you get out of hand because you think
It's a lot that you're
what the
hiding.
previous relationship did to you, you think it's the same thing that is going to happen. So you are living in denial. It cannot be solved by prayer. Prayer is important, it guides you, but it is solved by getting help, getting proper counseling and healing. That's what it takes.
Pastor,
Okay.
just,
Yes.
to add on what Pastor Dominic has said,
Yes.
naturally, any human being, when exposed to pain, I do a little counseling, Pastor Dominic,
Yes, ma'am.
not on very large scale, but that's what I do. When any being is exposed to danger or pain,
Yeah.
what is the first response or reaction to pain? You will flee and find a safe place to hide.
Yes.
So when you find church a safe place, be careful not to use church as a dumping place.
Thank you.
You know, you come and dump all your problems you come and you bring them from out there and dump them on the altar. You bring them out there and dump them on the altar. When you should be fixing them out there, when you come here, there are better things to do on this altar than go out there, take your alcohol, mess, and then the following day you remember I am a Christian and it's a Sunday morning and you want to run to church and come because you entered into a fight and you are now being pursued by the police and you want pastor to pray so that at least God keeps you safe. You see what we do? We really try manipulating church and what God intended for what should be handled at the altar or in our churches. So it is just natural that when you have trouble, you'll want to flee from that trouble, but nowhere to take your trouble. Sometimes the best solutions are found in solitude. Sit alone, because that's where you need to now think.
Yeah.
Sit alone. Look at your situation and see if you can manage it on your own before taking it to the next person.
So you want to mean that the excuse of getting another person, like I don't know whether to say this, but getting a person to, because I think what people say is I found a shoulder to cry on. Is that shoulder an excuse or can just be a balm, something that soothes your pain, but doesn't really deal with your issue? Oftentimes, I'm saying.
It is something we commonly say. When in trouble, please learn to share. Reach out so that it does not overwhelm you. But do reach out on everything.
No.
And let me tell you something about this tendency of always finding somebody to lean on. A few people are very genuine and they'll come to you when they express themselves. You sit down, find solutions to the challenge that is at hand. You will agree and move that journey. But over time, I've realized there's a good number of people that will come to you when they have a problem, not because they're trying to find a solution. They want somebody to listen to. So today they come, they talk to you, you offer the shoulder they want to lean on, you find a way and tell a sister, this is painful, I understand. But my view would be, if we walked this path, then we would have lesser pain. They do not take in your advice. They'll move in the opposite direction, take that other route, go the other way, get some different pain. It could be the same pain in a different forum, fall back to you again. And at the end of the day, you'll find a statement comes in, hata siku hizi ukienda kumtafuta hawezi kukusikiza. Because you see, when you keep on going to that shoulder with the same type of pain, it beats logic. It is good to share, but as you move, make a decision so that when I come back again, I should have, even if it's the same problem, but with a lesser percentage. If the concentration was 80, because after we talked, the pain might be there. When you come back, let it be at least at 60. I am not saying don't go to people, but find that solution. Only go to someone when you really feel indeed you do not know what to do. Yes. Because even a therapist will get that solution from what you say. I'll tell you this for free. When you come to me and you're having an issue, let's say you have differed with your partner and you feel you want to walk out. A therapist will not tell you, yes, walk out. They will listen to that story.
Yeah.
They will screen. They call it screening. They will screen it. They will listen to the facts. They'll try to see where the problem is.
Yeah.
And the solution, the way forward, will come from you, not your therapist. They will guide you according to what you're doing. If, for example, this is a suicidal case, of course, you would want to feel okay because there's somebody who is running and telling you, I want to commit suicide. In fact, this is what I've done and I've come to you. And already, the fact that this person came to you, then you realize that this person actually does not want to commit suicide. They want to live. So what do? You will guide them according to, you will give a guideline on how to change because they have been able to move away and are sharing, telling you they want to move into something. If somebody wants to end a marriage, for example, how do you assess and realize that this person is indeed not ready to move out of this marriage? A person who wants to move out of that marriage would have moved out of that marriage way before coming to seek therapy. A person seeking therapy and wanting to tell you, mimi maneno sitaki, mimi nitaenda. hajafika point ya kwenda, so you guide them according to what they have said.
Okay.
Yes.
Beautiful conversation going on right now in this place, and we thank God because you're getting something right now. I can see the flow of questions that are coming through. Na kuna dada mmoja si kama ni dada ama ni ndugu anaitwa Joel Wanyonyi.
Yes.
Ananiambia tujaribu vile tunavyoweza kuongea pia Kiswahili. Ana watu ambao wanasikiza hiki kipindi wakiwa pamoja na yeye, na angependa pia aweze kupata nafasi ya kuelewa kile ambacho tunaongea. Kwa hivyo tutajaribu kwa minajili yako ili tuweze tiririka pamoja na wewe. Ana swali hapa nyeti kabisa. Anauliza kwanza anatuambia kwamba true. Kwanza kuna ndugu anaitwa Samuel Sami anatuambia kwamba ni ukweli, there are so many people who overuse the word narcissism for their own sake.
Yes.
So udada anauliza what about, na hii ndio mwenyewe pia anaongea Kizungu, what about the parents who chase the son's wife because they want their son to marry the girl they want?
Okay, I will answer that one.
Labda unaweza jaribu kueleza pia kwa Kiswahili.
Man of God, yes. But we'll try to balance because there are also people want to get English. So niongee Kiingereza dakika moja, then I put in Swahili.
Kwanza alikuwa anaomba mkalimani kamwambia tutajaribu.
Yeah, ni sawa. Yeah, so I want you to understand, let me put the spiritual perspective. In Genesis, the Bible says, the man shall leave the parents. It is called the law of departure when you're teaching on marriage. It's the law of departure. And I always tell ladies, any man that always take instruction from their parents is not man enough to marry. Anyone who will keep referring to my mother said, my uncle said, is not worthy to get married because he's not independent. Marriage needs maturity. So anyone who is ready to marry should have departed from their parents. They can counsel him, but they can't make decision for him. So decision needs the man.
Geuza kwa Kiswahili.
Wacha niwe kwa Kiswahili. Kuna sheria ambayo inaitwa kanuni kutengana ama utengano
ama muondoko.
Unaachana na Pastor Musa. So hiyo Mungu anasema kwamba na mwanaume atawachana na wazazi wake.
Naam.
Hauolei baba yako, unajiolea mwenyewe. Baba yake yako na mke wake ambaye ni mama yako. Wewe unaoa kwa sababu ya uhitaji wako ambao tumeongea pale mwanzo. So kwa hivyo a parent has no business. Mzazi sijui nitasemaje, hana right kuingilia ndoa ama hana haki ya kuingilia ndoa ya watoto. What the parent can do is to give counsel. Na aseme, I feel what is happening in your home or in your life is not the best. I feel you should have done this or that. They can only give advice, but they cannot take decisions. So at the end of the day, because in about to men especially, at the end of the day, mwanaume, you make a decision. When your parents say something, go and sit down with them and tell them, Dad, Mom, I love you. Thank you for what you have told me. But personally, I feel this is the direction I'm taking. If a man takes a decision, no parent will force them. If you see parents influencing so much, it means this guy also is not a decision maker on his own.
So it is true to say that a man should find his own wife. A man should find his own wife.
Yes.
So your parents should not be interfering with the wife that you get.
Yes.
What's your take, man?
True. A man should find his own wife, and I would paraphrase what Pastor Dominic has said, that a parent can only guide. In the event ama kukitokea vile amesema ya kwamba mama mkwe afukuze mke wake, it is not because the mother woke up and decided to chase away the wife. For my take would be, what is going on in that family? Where are the boundaries in this relationship?
Thank you.
And this does not begin by the mother-in-law chasing away the daughter-in-law.
Mhm.
There are other aspects in that relationship that should be handled kuliko yeye kusema ni nini kitatendeka mama mkwe akifukuza mke wa mtoto wake. I am a mother-in-law. My son is married. Unless my son is threatened, I would never interfere with my son's marriage.
Mhm.
Unless my son's life is threatened as a mother, then I would question that marriage. So, kumwelezea ni vizuri ajue ni nini kilitendeka kati ya mke wake na mama yake.
No.
Mm.
And I love Bukusus. They'll say, Obiyasin.
Obiya injusi wabi yanengo.
Nengo.
For those who don't understand that Greek,
Yes.
is you cannot blame one party wholesomely.
Mm.
It is good to know where the problem is. And for us mothers or the mothers-in-law, I always tell fellow mothers that understand that the role your daughter-in-law plays is not the same role you play in your son's life.
Mm.
Each one of us has a distinct role.
Mm.
Where you think there is conflict, and I know where mothers have issues or parents have issues when they say no to the choice their sons make.
Mm.
They have their own reserved opinion or picture of who an ideal partner should be for their son.
Mm.
And so when you come in from the word go and it looks like you are not the ideal one, and worse off if it couples by bad behavior or anything that confirms that indeed I said no to this relationship and here it is, it has turned out the way it is, a parent will defend their child, and therefore the conflict will escalate. My opinion is always talk before. If there are any fears a mother or a father are having on your girlfriend, talk about it. Reassure them that what their fears are managed. You're going to handle it. If by extension your wife realizes that my mother-in-law does not like me, and the reason my mother-in-law does not like me or does not want me to marry her son is because of 1, 2, 3, then she should also address those issues. In so doing, we begin off on a clean slate. We set our boundaries, and the shame that comes with a mother-in-law screaming at her daughter-in-law and chasing her from her home will not arise.
All right. Natumai majibu hayo yameweza kuwafikia matarajio yako.
Hallelujah.
Na nashukuru kwamba unatutazama. And I really want to thank you. Keep the conversation going. I see a lot of people that are still joining in our conversation this morning. And I know that we are flowing quite well. Let me see if I have any other question here. There's another question, but I think I should ask this one in our next conversation. Now, Pastor Dominic, you mentioned something very profound when we started about, you said that's 18 years of marriage?
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
18 years of marriage. Now, there is a scenario, I've seen quite a number, and being a pastor, many times, I look at some behavior. Some people maybe can approach you with an issue, but you look at these patterns, you realize that they are quite similar from one person to another person to another person. And someone said that the principles don't respect crosses or hijabs. A principle is a principle.
Yes.
Assuming there's such a hype, there's such a flow and fire on this other side of marriage, before marriage. This program is called Beyond I Do. What kills the fire? We used to talk. We used to text each other, buy gifts. Now we are married. Where does the fire go? What normally kills the fire?
Okay, I get you. And I will still borrow from what our counselor is speaking about.
Yes, yes.
Lack of knowledge.
Mm.
When people are dating or are in a relationship, they don't handle real issues. You'll find a lady and a guy, what they're talking about, their hobbies. Oh, I like Manchester United. They don't handle real issues. You know, I like swimming.
Yes.
I like Arsenal. So they don't handle real issues.
Mm.
When someone visits you, they will dress to kill, to impress you.
Yes.
But you will not see her when she wakes up in the morning because you don't wake up with her.
Mm.
But my brother, here now, you're waking up with somebody with no makeup.
Mm.
And you used to see makeup every day because she will come in a different way to disguise herself, to make you like her more. But you haven't taken time to study and learn who exactly they are. There are simple things. When a guy takes you out in a hotel, for example, to have a meal, look at how he handles those waiters. Be keen.
Mm.
If the guy is shouting all over, you will be the second one, the next one serving the meals. The way he's shouting to them, lying to you, he loves you, he will shout at you. So these are hidden characters that people don't pay attention. Because when in preparation for marriage, people don't take time to learn.
We fall in love first.
Yes, and why must you fall? Somebody said. Why must you fall in all things? So therefore,
It's a beautiful fall.
yes, fine. There's no beautiful fall. Falling because you pain. You
No,
can't
falling
fall
on
and
the mattress, you know.
so you find where the problem is. There is a profound question that was asked to my wife when we were getting married. There's a pastor who asked my wife, preparation for marriage. This question really touched my heart. I always say it everywhere. They asked her, why on earth did you choose this guy? Out of all these people, why did you choose this one?
What is the answer?
This is what she said. I realized among all the people I knew, this is a guy that can make a decision and stick to it.
You heard that?
This is a man that can make. So she said, I'm looking for someone who can give me direction. So in a relationship with a lady, she's saying, let's go to maybe to Kandu if you're in Bungoma. You say it's okay. Let's go to Mumias. You say it's okay. You are not giving direction on anything. This is something that should teach you. That if this guy is, you ask, where are we going today? Says anywhere. This should tell you that this is a man you will live anyhow.
Anywhere.
Anywhere. So the pre before marriage is what people are messing up. What they are doing is not the right thing. They are not finding out who the real person is. So they wake up in marriage.
Let me interject you, Pastor.
Yes.
There's something you mentioned
Yes.
on the inconsequential things that we base our conversations on before marriage.
Yes.
You talked about Arsenal. You know, I support Arsenal.
Yes.
Maybe could you, what would be your replacements for those conversations, these
Thank
petty
you.
conversations?
Thank you. Thank you. Now, a lady, you are going to get married, and we all know that the man is the head of the family. So therefore, he carries the vision of the family. Ask him questions like, where will we be in 5 years? What are your expectations? What vision do you carry for this? Where am I going? You can't enter a bus and just go anywhere. You're entering a bus, you must first ask, naenda Mumias? They will say, yes, okay, I will board this one. You can't just enter a bus which is going nowhere. So those are the things you ask about. The second thing, talk about even religion. Where are we going to fellowship? Because if you don't talk about it, you will land there and you discover the man is telling you we must stick here and you're not for it. It become a problem. Another thing, look at how many, these are simple things. How many children do you expect to have? Me, I'm a Bukusu, I might want 10 children, a whole team. And you as a lady, maybe you want 2. And there is no sin in having many children of your children. So somebody should not look at me as if I'm not being spiritual. It is a thing of decision. We can have 5. Even if you have 10, 20, there's no sin in it. So long as you are able to take care and you're comfortable with that.
Amen.
So those are the things you talk about, man of God. The real issues that are going to arise. How are we going to handle finances in our marriage? Talk about it. If you realize this is a man or a woman who is adamant, is not shaking, you can't find a common position on a certain issue, and you feel it's not comfortable, you better stop it before you get surprises in marriage. I think I'll stop there to give Mama an
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
That's a good one. And I don't know anything about football.
It's okay.
I don't
You are
know-
many of you.
I don't know anything about arsenal and whatever it is. But I am very accommodative. So to start off there, the woman you're planning to marry might accommodate your arsenal and menu and whatever talk. Not because she wants to participate. It's because she's just listening to you.
Embracing you.
Yeah, she's embracing you, and that's what you're talking about. But back to the question. What is it that you can talk about as you associate? Because I am a strong believer of a strong foundation. What you talk before marriage precedes your conversations in marriage. I'll start off with a very bad example. If you are addicted to pornography, because I know youngsters will even try watching with their partners for whatever reason, be very careful. That will spill into your marriage. And marriage being what it is, pornography has no play there.
Sure.
It is a bad example, you'll forgive me,
Go
but
ahead.
it's a realistic
ahead,
one.
yes,
Unless for,
Go
really
ahead.
for me, that is
Go ahead.
high.
It's a real thing, ma'am.
Yes.
It's a real thing.
And I like men of God saying, everything physical is manifested in the.
The
It
spiritual.
begins from the spiritual,
Yes.
manifests in the physical.
So there's nothing that will happen that is new under the sun.
Yes.
So if you have wrong seeds, if you take a maize seed and plant out here along the drainage in grass, do you know it will germinate? But what happens along the way? It will die. Reason being, it wasn't nurtured well.
Yes.
That is just what happens in our relationships. What do you need to talk about that is healthy and you can be able to build on?
Yeah.
These examples we are giving are hobbies.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you enjoy? If it's a sport, if it's cooking. Family is one question you can ask.
A functional family.
Yes. What is your view on a functional family? What your partner will answer should help you determine whether this person has the attributes of a family man
Yes.
or a woman interested in family.
Mm.
If somebody begins off like, mimi mwanaume hata niambia,
That's a red flag.
you know, kwa family, si nikipika leo kesho atapika. Okay? What is the problem? If I come from the office and I'm tired and we are family, we are supposed to complement each other. Didn't the therapist tell us that? Okay?
Yes.
The answer, the question is very simple. What is your view of a functional family?
Family. Yes.
What is the right answer? I value family
Mm-hmm.
and I look forward to having the harmony, the joy that comes with any family. I look forward to having babies because I look forward to being a mother. And in this, I'm looking for a supportive partner who will understand his role as a father. Those are questions you're asking because you're planning to get married. Eh? We are not talking about the roles of cooking and washing. And when somebody begins all that, no, those cooking and washing issues are the ones that are going to be problematic in your relationship. If the answer is, in a family, a man should be the provider. I'll come in, yeye ndiye anatakana anifanyie, si amenioa. He has married me and therefore, na expect yeye afanye kila kitu kwa hiyo ndoa, yeye ndio mwanaume. Know very well, you need to have a rider on that question. And now this is where you technically ask, what do you bring on the table? Okay? You will now ask her, what would be your role
Yes.
in
this.
our family finances?
Mhm.
If she's a taker, like they say, a taker has no limits. You will give and give and give. But if it's somebody who says, fine, we will sit down, look at what we have, and come up with a budget that is healthy for us. That is somebody inviting you for what? A healthy discussion concerning your finances. If she's somebody who will tell you, I have my own money, I can do my own bills, and if you bring sour, uspoleta sour, know that is somebody who will easily intimidate you with her income.
Yeah.
That's why we say, when you now want to get married, don't don't get married because you feel people are marrying and your age mates are marrying. Ask yourself if you are mature enough to handle what comes in a marriage. When you plan to have children, I know most people have children because it just occurred. I know a friend of mine who will say, and I had sex and the baby, and I got pregnant and the baby came. And she's a celebrity. She's a friend of mine. But
Yes.
that is reality. That is what happens to most of these relationships. Going back, this is church. We are talking this in a Christian setup.
Yes.
If you held on and realized that I don't need to get intimate with this partner until the time is ripe, would you be handling that issue of having a baby because you
just
had
came.
sex?
No.
Just know, you can have a baby because you got intimate with a man and the baby came. And no, you can also have a baby when you are very organized and now decide, this year we want to have a baby.
Sure.
Which one is the setup that will work for you? The one that has order. And as you grow now, we are moving from the relationship. You've gone through your premarital counseling. You are convinced. I will still talk about the stages of relating. You remember
Yes,
I said
yeah.
attraction,
Yeah.
association,
Yeah.
commitment, and therefore then later on loyalty.
Yes.
Yeah. So you have associated and now you're moving on to the commitment phase. You have committed, you are now married in that relationship. When you have babies, ask, what would be a role? What do you think is the right role for a father? Your man will tell you, Simimbora and Melipa school fees. Be very careful. If your expectations of this man is for him to change diapers, he will not change.
Okay.
This is a man who has an ego that is set on the big provisions in the family.
Yes.
If you want to introduce him to changing diapers, that is now where you tactfully bring it. How do you tactfully bring it? Say, it is good to change diapers because when you change the diapers, that's when you bond with the baby. See, lazima that's why we have ladies. They can easily get along in relationships. That any man they meet in their lives will propose marriage. You know why? The men they easily pick the wife. You call it wife material.
Wife material,
I
yes.
like it. The wife aspect in this lady. They don't struggle. They'll move out of one relationship, move to another one, and it's not friendship. They'll get married. Why? Because the man sees the wife that yes.
in the
So
lady,
when you
yeah.
discuss about the baby and you want your partner to come in and help, do not say we are partners, we are equal partners in this. So what I do for the baby, you should do also. No. Be tactful. And when you mention and say, when you change those diapers, you'll be bonding with the baby. Being a father, he'll want to bond, even if he doesn't know. That is what he will do. Because this is spending some time with my baby. Okay?
Yes.
So, for the other aspects that come in marriage and what might easily make it or break it, Pastor is telling us he's 18.
Yeah.
I can imagine what goes on in that marriage before even meeting the wife. Just from the statement he has said, their bond did not break, their friendship did not break.
Mm-hmm.
They managed to move what they had in their pre to their post. Okay? And that is now what brings the loyalty to the relationship. The loyalty stage is where you say, we are here. You no longer see the arsenal.
Yeah.
You no longer see the traveling. Maybe because of your financial limitations. Now you cannot go out to travel.
Yeah.
But you've created a union that is so beautiful. You would want now to begin calling each other Baba so and so and Mama so and so. You see, the relationship is moving from wife and husband. The other people are the ones who think so. But for you, you are talking now, you have a legacy you're building in this child that you have brought.
Yeah.
So now your loyalty comes in because now there's somebody there. Somebody different, somebody new. Pastor says 10. You have now 10 new people in this relationship. Yeah. So anytime you want to make a decision.
I have 3.
Yeah. Anytime you have to make a decision,
Yeah.
the third party now has to come in. Okay?
Yes.
And how now you relate, you're no longer the sweet 16 or the beautiful glass hour person that there is. You have decided that now you have put on some weight. There are challenges here and there. So it is good that your partner is mature enough, and more so, I always say it is good when your man is mature enough and they understand that you have gone through a CS section. And that comes with a lot of changes on your body.
Okay.
Even if you have had the baby naturally.
Mm-hmm.
When the baby comes in, let your partner not expect to see what they were seeing when you are a girl. Is this person ready to adjust to the new look, to the new you? Or are they going to put you through a lot of issues or a lot of programs so that you go back to looking good? As we grow older, changes happen. And these changes are what this man was attracted to. Is he mature enough to now get attracted to the new you? Because when a man is still in that stage where they want to look at something beautiful, they will want to imagine you're not as beautiful as they thought
They
you
used
are.
to be.
And that can easily bring a problem in your relationship. They might think you are now not as loving as you are because now the babies have come. You're putting you're spending a lot of all your attention is going to the children. Is he mature enough to understand that this is what I was expecting and therefore I'll grow in it? I'm sure once those issues are managed in a relationship, then now you can build a longer relationship and last longer in a in your marriage, other than have a lot of conflict because somebody has I like calling them unrealistic expectations.
Thank you.
Because they are not realistic.
Okay.
So when they're unrealistic, then they cannot be met. And when they cannot be met, you feel discouraged, disappointed, and now
Okay.
unlove your partner.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, just before you come in, I know that you already given your point of view.
Mhm.
But I have a question because the reason I'm asking this is because, the most hyped marriages are for the believers.
Yes.
And again, they are the most problematic.
Yes.
I'm just so interested in what kills the fire. What makes it impossible for the fire to transition from before and someone just to be happy hereafter? You understand? Just let me put some more flesh on it.
Yes.
Because I've several cases,
Yes.
not actually from my church, but the people that we interact with. In fact, there's a case of a man who was telling me that my wife works, and I also work, and she warned me that on matters of romance, we will be engaging on Saturday only. And so when Saturday elapses, I know that I'm doomed until next Saturday.
Mm.
So I listened because I didn't want to give an opinion, but I just listened. But I knew that, that is something.
Mm.
It doesn't seem to me like it's an agreement. It's a resolve. Someone has resolved that this is what I'm going to do. And then you don't stick to the part of your bargain.
Mm.
What kills the fire, especially among the believers?
Okay. To start with, unrealistic goals, as Mom has said.
Mm-hmm.
And number two, not handling the real issues. For example, these guys maybe did not talk about intimacy.
Yes.
So
they were on Arsenal.
Yeah, they were on Arsenal. So they
Yes.
didn't talk about intimacy.
Yes.
And then you see, as believers, now it makes it worse for you in that situation because when you look at 1 Corinthians chapter 7, actually says, your body doesn't belong to you.
Yeah.
It belongs to your partner. So if she wants it in the kitchen, you behave. If she wants it in the bedroom, you behave. But now it won't be that way because all of you are mature and you do it in an organized manner.
Yes.
The Bible gives you an opportunity, but now it is you to think and handle it correctly. And I want to help some, especially Christians. Please, God does not force partners to people. This issue
Take
of
your
brothers
Breathe
coming
in, breathe in fast.
and telling ladies,
God does not force anyone on you.
Yes. This issue of people coming and telling you, my sister, God has shown me. Please slap them to wake up. Slap them
Don't try it at home.
to wake up.
Yes.
Because listen, this has killed. You know when someone says, God showed me, they have blocked your thinking. There's no opportunity for you to discuss. You have no option because God has said, tell them, Proverbs 18:22, if they are born again, the Bible says, whosoever find it So I'm not positioned for you to find me. Please continue looking.
Mm.
Because once a lady can come to a man and say, God told me you are my husband. A respected man of God in Nigeria was sharing and he said, there is a young man who came to him and said, God told him that he should give his own daughter, this is on YouTube, to him. 1. 2, give him 2 jeeps, give him a house, and build a church for him to pastor. God told him. It doesn't work that way. You understand? Then number 2, quickly. We don't, love is not the main reason why we should get married. It should not be the main reason. The main reason should be a choice you have made. Because what mom is saying, when it is love, when you will be 5-6 years in marriage, she has 2 kids, the body will change. The love will start fading because what you are seeing is not what you saw and you will get attracted to it. Now, what will keep you is the choice you've made. I have made a choice to stick with you. So in all changes, I'm here. You become fatter.
So it's more or less of a choice than
love. It is important to be in love, yes, but it should not be the main reason why you're getting married.
Okay.
Because love cannot cook. Love cannot bring food on the table. Love cannot go to supermarket and make and do shopping for the family. You're making a choice because this is a hardworking fellow. This is my choice. And this hardworking fellow might not be as romantic as you expect, but this is my choice. I'll live with the guy who is not as much romantic as I expect. I understand. I've made a choice. Do you understand? Now it becomes easier. So if you don't talk about these issues, you are asking about the fire dying. These are the issues. You have not talked about them. Then you are getting in no information. And then the brothers in church, this is a problem with many people in church. When people want to get married, man of God, you can't stand in front of them. They will kill
just
you.
like Manchester
They
fans
just
do.
want to get married. You tell them premarital class, they don't come. And if they come, they want to give you one day,
Instructions.
just 1 hour. Man of God, quickly, we want to get married. And because you don't want them to sin as a man of God, because if you don't, they will get married anyway. So you don't want them to sin. Now you just allow them. When they get there, they realize there's so much they had no idea about. Lastly, as Mama said, it is work. Marriage is work. She has given examples of when you want your husband to help you with a baby, you speak wisely and say, if you stick with this child, is the one way of bonding. Rather than trying to force what you expect. It is work in progress. I think we have tried to answer the question.
Wow. Extensively so.
Yes.
Yes. I mean it is. But, ma'am, please go ahead.
I will start off there. Pastor talks about a fire dying.
Yes.
And I'm smiling because I'm imagining being pastors, they will sugarcoat and call it a fire dying. But mom being who she is,
Yes.
she will say this is a very dull sex life because that is
Thank
what
you.
it is. You can have the fire going on because that is a marriage. But there's a problem somewhere, and the only problem is the lady is giving instructions that we need to get intimate once in a week. Unfortunately or fortunately for me, I break down issues.
Yeah.
I wouldn't write off that marriage. The man might be having a problem because he's feeling, I don't think I am getting what I ought to do
Yes.
in this sector
Yes.
of my relationship. So how do you handle it? You handle it from that level by asking questions because we ask very many questions. When did this start? Why do you think it's happening? The lady will tell you why she thinks it has to be so. Knowingly or unknowingly, she would be making, she would be coming from a very valid point. We have very many challenges that arise when it comes to intimacy.
Yeah.
to start off, we have conditions, medical conditions
Yeah.
that
Yes.
can be looked into. And they talk about low libido.
Mhm.
That could be the reason Madame feels any extra days, it
Mm.
is a burden to me.
Mm.
Okay? So it is, as a man, you should be able to ask your partner what the problem is.
Yeah.
Or as a wise woman, you should be able to explain to your partner why you feel you're having challenges in that aspect of your marriage. Lucky enough, this is the man complaining.
Yes.
You should listen to the women complaining.
Mm-hmm.
And I would advise, or I would wish that when we have forums where we are talking about the challenges that come with our marriages, the aspect of intimacy should be as important as the aspect of finances.
Okay.
Yeah, somebody would be having issues with low libido. And when that means you just lose interest. And when you've lost interest in something, it becomes very uncomfortable, maybe very painful,
Yeah.
and therefore you cannot sustain it. It is only fair that your partner understands and maybe helps you by visiting a doctor to assess and see what the problem is. It could be emotional baggage from elsewhere, because we all know intimacy is not automatic. It is built up.
Mm.
If your wife has issues, unresolved issues in other aspects of your life,
Yeah.
it will automatically spill into your bedroom.
Yeah.
So look at it from the point of view. If it is not the medical aspect of it, look at the other aspects surrounding her life. The home might be comfortable. She might be having issues with her work, and therefore the stress spills and she does not know how to manage.
Okay.
It is good for you to talk. When you talk, you will understand each other and build on it. I have said, over time, when you get married, there are major changes that will happen in that relationship. And your sex life is one of it. Over the years, you will change on how you relate with each other, depending on the circumstances that are in the house. Staying for 1 week might not be a big problem. What happens to these couples who stay away for 3 months and come back and still stay?
Yeah.
What does that mzee feel? I have to meet with my wife daily. What is it? Ask yourself, how do those other people manage? If they are away for some reason, or even if you're together and for some reason you have a setup and understand why today it cannot happen, let it be a healthy decision and not look like now I am being deprived. Somebody is intentionally not allowing me. Understand why? Because there's usually a notion, I don't know where this one came from, but I understand is out of ignorance. Very many of us think intimacy is enjoyed by the male sex. I don't know where that one came from.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be the case. So when somebody says no, you can imagine it's something good and she's saying no. What could be happening? So talk about it
Okay.
and find out what the issue is
Okay.
and resolve. At any given time, it's a matter of one family. It has not, you don't talk about what the other person did. It is just you two.
Yeah.
Have a plan that is workable for your family.
Awesome.
Yes.
Let me give my guest a minute to take a sip of water. I know that we are right into the conversation. Just before we come to the stretch of this program, I believe that wherever it is that you're watching us, you are getting something this morning. And I love the fact that there are quite a number of feedback, people responding and sending in questions, which is a good thing. In fact, someone lauded the conversation saying that he's getting a lot. There's a statement said by Pastor Dominic that was it love is not a suspension of something, I don't know, suspension of thinking. And someone says that that's what he's run home with, which is a good thing. That at least when you are falling in love doesn't mean you stop thinking.
It's true.
That's amazing. I've seen there's quite a number of this question. I know that maybe the panelists may be able to look at them personally, or maybe out during or after this program, and respond to them accordingly. Behind the scenes, we are listening to a song. Is there a song? Yes, there is from the media. I'm being told there's a song. I don't know. I cannot hear this song. Thank you so much for those that are joining in. Let's proceed with the conversation. I'm being told there's a technical problem over there. This subject of romance, if I may ask, it's quite something in marriage. And I think oftentimes it's a loophole the enemy has used, either from the man or from the woman. The enemy has used to attack marriages a lot more times. And I love the fact that you said last segment was that, I don't know who said that intimacy or romance should be enjoyed by men alone and not women. What would you think? Is that an error coming from men, or is an error coming from society or women, for that matter? Who came up with this thing, and who do you think is funding it? Why did you abdicate that responsibility to the man? Like, I've seen so many places, like scenarios where, like, I have a case, someone saying, if you want sex, you ask. The day you feel like you want sex, you can ask. My question is, when are you going to ask? Is it supposed to be a responsibility of the wanter, or the wanter should be man and woman?
Maybe I go first.
Yes, go
because
first.
she's what do we call it? She's a senior to me, so I go first.
Okay.
Out of experience, some things you don't just talk.
18 years for that matter.
You have been there. And I can tell you, actually, the first days you are just two.
Yeah.
There are no kids.
Yeah.
So you can do anytime, anywhere, anyhow. But as you grow, kids come in, responsibilities grow. And when responsibilities grow now, you're thinking of more things. And now you might not be having time to think about it. As our counselor has said here, this is a responsibility. You talk about it and you agree on it. You talk about it and you agree on it. My wife and I know she's watching. We have made it so easy. I might even come with a lollipop and give her and tell her today, Arsenal and Man U. It will be fire. She will tell me, my friend, you will not win. You see, we're just working on it. I'm preparing her for what is coming ahead.
Is that her response?
Yes.
Okay.
And she's very interesting, by the way.
Okay.
And she can wake up one day and say, if you are in the process and you didn't do as expected, she will tell you. She tell my friend, you wake up and do your business. You understand? Because we have made it grow like that. I don't see it as strange. From the day go, I started telling her, if you want it, you just say it. I'm your husband. Okay. Society, in a biggest way, to answer your question, has made it look like it is biggest part is society. So women feel like if they ask for it, then you view them as being immoral. Actually immoral. That's what they think. When they ask, it makes it immoral. But I'm telling everyone who is married, and I'm not going anywhere now. 18 years, I have big children. I can't go anywhere. I'm still there. So nothing is going to stop me from progressing. That's what we do up to now. She will come and tell me, my friend, you need to behave today. Good enough for men, God has helped us. For us, it's very easy to adjust. But for ladies, it takes time. You have to prepare her emotionally. It's not electricity you switch on and off. You have to prepare. Mom is here, she will confirm. You have to prepare them emotionally. So it is work, my brother. And the biggest problem with people is they are in marriage and they just think things will just fall in place.
Automatic.
Things will just fall in place. It will not work. And I tell people, there are two altars in your house. An altar where you do prayer and the other altar of procreation. You cannot take the praise and worship of this other altar to the other altar. It will not work. They can't touch you like this and you're doing hallelujah. They will slap you. I'm telling you. And you'll come to the pastor and you expect the pastor now to say, oh, madam, it's not okay. That pastor, if he tells you like that, he doesn't also understand. What is done in this part should be left to that part. And what is done on this part should be left. And I'm a pastor. I've not backslid. I'm just telling you as a man of God.
Go deeper.
This is what is supposed to be done. You talk about it and you share. And madam, if you need it, Mama said here is not just men. If you need it, tell the guy. Even you can go as deep as telling the guy the way you want the supper packaged. The way I will like it if it goes this way. I will like. There's nothing wrong. This is yours. And as the Bible says, the body doesn't. I love the way you're looking at me. The body doesn't.
I just want to
belong
be sure that you are speaking.
The body doesn't belong to you.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
belongs to your partner.
Everybody here is questioning how I'm looking at them when they answer the question. I don't know why.
I think I can stop there to allow mom from the lady point of view.
I always tell people before this program will benefit someone,
Yes.
it benefits me first.
Okay, sir.
So if I'm keen for 1,000 other people. Don't please, ma'am, go.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Pastor Dominic,
Thank you, ma'am.
before you became a man of God,
Yes.
you are human, one.
Thank
You are a man.
a man before
Yes.
of God.
Yes. So whatever you're saying is ideal.
Thank you, ma'am.
Back to the interest. Who should initiate the act of intimacy? I always tell people, when you now begin to sit down on a table and you want now to talk about that, no, you've reached a very dangerous level. Because the way you start your day, the way you go about your day, the way Pastor Dominic drops a lollipop at home,
Yes.
that should lead to what goes on the second altar in that home.
Thank
Without
you.
talk.
Yes.
Without talk.
Yeah.
The way I prepare my food, the way I serve my food,
Yes.
the conversation that goes on in that house, even if you're deaf. Because now we are saying you talk. Pastor says you talk and say, somebody, we have deaf couples. What goes on? They have children. Reason? The body language, your psychological setup, your emotional position will just aid you in enjoying intimacy.
Thank you.
If you're a man who constantly criticizes a wife, that woman might have been brought up in a manner that I will not talk back to my husband. But her body will respond to your criticism. Even if you impose yourself on her,
Okay.
it will never feel right. So nurture your relationship. Let there be joy, kindness, love. The aspect of it being very warm does not depend on the fire. It depends on what you do in that home.
Bring joy.
So this fire that Pastor Moss is talking about and says and wonders who started the norm that the man should just be the initiator. I almost understand where society came from. I personally do. Because when we go to the anatomy of the man, the way God created a man, if it is not raised in a certain manner, then the intimacy will be compromised. You see, now that one puts a big portion to the male aspect of be it a man, even an animal out there.
Yes.
Yeah. It is the natural way. So by extension, that would always mean the man has to actually be in the right mind, in the right position for that act to take place. Because we all know what proceeds or what goes on. For the woman, you can keep quiet and even fake what is going on. But do you know a man can never? So once you understand in society that this is, in creation actually, this is my God-given role as the man.
Yes.
Don't wait to be physically told You know, today it is Arsenal, like we are saying. Or today, don't wait to be verbally told.
Yeah.
Read what is going on.
Okay.
I love it when people mock Christians and say, when you wake up in the morning and certain songs and certain hymns are being hummed and this is going on, then you know you have faith. And there are certain songs when then you realize things are right. What are we saying? That it is never actually verbal. It can be, but it shouldn't be that way anyway. That can only come in. That we need to talk about, but the way you treat your partner. I once told Pastor Moss in another forum about your love language. How do I feel? What do you do for me to feel very loved and wanted? That will, to some extent, very often determine the quality of intimacy that you have as a family. And yes, society has actually placed a bigger role on the man, but he did not forget the woman. I always say, a woman will influence what that man will do. Why do you think the world nowadays invests a lot in cosmetics, for example, and not mental health, and not emotional empowerment? Why? Because what you're attracted on is usually
the outward.
The outward. And what is outward is what most women show. Yeah.
Okay.
So if I pass before you, even if I am in my dera, what you will see is what will contribute. I don't need to be skimpy to be sexy. Okay? So what attracts or what spices up the bedroom is totally very different from yelling and demanding that. In fact, when you yell about it and demand about the act of sex, you will intimidate your partner. It is good to act in a manner that will entice them to you. That's why women, because you need to entice and look presentable before, you cannot have a partner who has a skin like a crocodile.
Go deeper.
Because the touch, the aspect of touch during intimacy will spice up that relationship. So for me, let the woman be in a position that is very appealing without even talking.
Okay.
You cannot have a foul mouth and expect to get intimate with your partner. You're throwing howls, you want to talk to him how he doesn't look good and then you want that person to get to the other altar and look like they're okay. So for me, it is a lot to do with how you present yourself. Be clean. I know we have some of us who have issues wheezing. Sorry, for those who don't understand that Greek. Jiweke msafi. Not just on your physical body. Be a person who has a very clean heart. Be a person who has very clean thoughts. There are people who are attracted to what you think, not what they see. Did you know that there are men who look at you and you open your mouth, talk, and they get attracted to you? Not necessarily because you look beautiful. And in fact, those are the men who really mean to get serious with it. Because you can see anything. But we have men who listen. There are men who look and see your act of kindness, your respect, and that attracts. That to them is sexy. So what are we saying? Society has put that on the men. And for me, I almost understand where society came from, but it has not left out the woman. There's a role you play. So as you go to the other altar, this one sings bass, the other one can sing soprano.
Amen.
And we complement each other, and life goes on.
Wow.
One can sing alto.
That's a very powerful thing.
Yes.
And I think if you're keenly listening to us, you have so many other points to take home with you. I have a question for Pastor Dominic.
Yes, sir.
What does romance mean to you personally? And how has that changed your definition?
Romance personally to me is emotional fulfillment. Emotional fulfillment.
Okay.
Completeness emotionally.
Mhm.
Because that part of emotional, it doesn't, I'm not talking about sex per se as being a, romance. It has a lot of things. Do you know, I can stay with my wife for 2 weeks. We have not had sex, but we sit together every day. I can sit with my wife up to 12 in the night, just talking, and we don't get bored, and we have been doing this for years. It is just romantic. Sometimes we talk about anything and everything. So romance to me is just that fellowship, that emotional fulfillment, that I have a person of the opposite sex in the name of my wife who is there emotionally for me. She understands. There is that communication, the chemistry that is flowing.
Why are you emphasizing the word emotionally? Maybe someone can want to know. Because you talk about emotional fulfillment and you repeatedly said emotionally.
Okay, so maybe
Tell us why you're emphatic on that.
I am emphatic on that because it has a larger part of my life. Emotions carry a lot. In fact, even in church, there are emotions. What breaks up a marriage or relationship most of the time also has to do with emotions, the things that move on around you. Yeah, so what I'm telling you is as a husband and a wife, for me, that emotional need, it speaks romance to me. Let me tell you something.
Okay.
When my wife tells me, my king, what will you have for supper today? You see, even if I don't have money to give her, I will have to work out and see what best I can provide for that family that day. That to me is already romance. She's making me feel like I'm valued in this house.
Yes.
She's making me feel like I'm the man. I'm the person she's looking up to. So romance, people should not think that romance is just where you get in bedroom. No. It should start way off before you reach there. Being emotionally fulfilled. This morning, my wife came out of the bathroom and I looked at her and I said, oh my God, you become better and better every day. You mean all this God created for me? You see, such a statement, it might look like nothing to some people, but it brightens her day, the whole day. That's
Now
emotional fulfillment.
I know why we are getting it wrong, I think.
You now get a point.
I'm getting the point.
Yes.
I'm getting the point.
If I leave it there, I think it's okay.
It's okay.
Thank you, sir.
That's a wife with 2 kids, right?
3.
3 kids, huh?
Firstborn in Form 4.
Yes.
Yes.
She left the bathroom and you were like, wow.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you get what Pastor Dominic is saying. Yeah. You can look at your wife from the bathroom. I know Apostle Tim is watching.
Yes.
You can look at your wife from the bathroom and say the same words. You know, there was a challenge recently somewhere, and people were told, just send your wife a message and tell her, I love you to the moon and back. And then men put their phones on the table.
Yes.
They say, we'll see who replies first with the same response. You know that out of the 10 men, 9 of them said if their husbands are okay. Because you have never told your wife.
That is where I was going.
You have never told your wife, I
Yes.
love you to the moon and back.
Yes.
So she saw the message like,
She's, what is
are
happening?
you the one with the phone or is someone else with the,
What is happening?
someone else with the phone?
Yes.
So it's like this simple thing. They are actually emotionally attached.
Yes.
That they spice up marriages so
Yes.
much. Yes, ma'am.
I think I totally agree with Pastor Dominic.
Yes.
But for me, romance is all that makes me happy. Okay?
Yes.
And in doing so, that might include a bouquet of flowers.
Thank you.
I don't mind. That will make me happy.
Okay.
But in the absence of that bouquet, if a statement that goes like, thank you, you You just make me complete.
Take note.
Just that statement
We're
alone.
really noting. Many people I know they have pens. And
There are no bouquets.
Yeah.
There's no M-Pesa.
Yes.
There's nothing.
M-Pesa.
Just a message that tells me you make me feel complete. Makes me feel happy. You know why? It's because somebody values me and sees like with me by their side, there's a lot of satisfaction.
Yes.
But unfortunately, we have very fake standards of what romance should be.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Romance should be what we see on telenovelas. Because if you don't hold my hand, then it means you're not being romantic.
Mhm.
If you don't call me a pet name, then you're not being romantic. But then again, if you shouted my name, that would, of course, be unromantic.
Okay.
That is what I believe in. That for my partner to call my name or address me by my name, it would startle me, you know, because thank God I'm Bukusu. And we have very nice Bukusu ways of addressing the one you feel you love or the one you're attracted to. At least if the English ones are not working, because my partner is local, let's use our local language.
Mm.
I'm very fond of using the word Musahu. I love it, not because you're an old man.
Mm.
It is, when I say it, it comes with a lot of respect
Yes.
Mm.
And
and
honor.
It's like a
love.
king,
And
right?
yes,
Yeah.
I do not use the word king. I feel the king is just my lord. I don't use, but I'm very fond of using the word Musahu. If I call you that, just know I've expressed all my love. And of course, there's the opposite of the same in Kibukusu. So when that is addressed to me, I'm telling you that kitchen, the spices that will be coming out of it. Ho ho.
Hallelujah.
And I am that person
Yeah.
who expresses my love through food.
Wow.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
I am a strong believer of cooking my man's food. I am a strong believer of that. And in so doing, it is very easy. I have grown children. That Mzee will say, it is okay if you're away, the lunch will be done when the girls were still around. Now I'm alone. They're all gone. The girls will serve. The children will bring the meal.
Mm.
Of course, I don't mind because they can cook. But for me, it is a letdown to allow the children serve him. You see, for me, that is romance.
Mm.
Somebody else might think that is intimidation. So whatever makes me happy with my partner. I am married to somebody who doesn't take alcohol. And so if we went out, our ideal date, I remember even the days when I was dating, our ideal date would be a box of Del Monte. And I remember we went to a place one time and we were sharing the glass because the waiter was no, so we would drink from the same glass. So there are those who feel that could be unromantic because it is not their way of expressing their love. So personally, I would look at it like the two of you should identify your love language and should be able to know what works for you. What is it that when Mzee does, I'll actually feel he has expressed his love for me, and therefore the air around would be very romantic. Because what applies to Pastor Dominic might not be what would apply to you. It is good to identify how you express yourself, makes yourself happy, and therefore view that as being romantic.
Apostle Tim,
Yes.
remember it what he said.
Yes. Thank you, bro.
All women must know that no vera ochapukwale. No kakwale kata, don't go there.
I want to
You
to
get
say the Bukusus, hallelujah for that matter. They were specific with two things.
Very.
What Apostle Tim is saying, I'll not repeat. And the second one, what Mommy is saying. What Hawaii?
Mm-hmm.
It is not foolishness. There was a lot of wisdom
okay.
in those two things.
Mm.
So if you don't know tearing, or cooking,
Yes.
then you not fulfill a home. I always say,
Mm.
the way to your husband's heart is through the stomach.
Mm.
The easiest way to, because most men, you find them, they will pass in a place here, take some tea and samosas before they rush home, because they will sit at home until 10 is when the meal arrives.
Mm.
I have discovered that, and it has helped me.
Mm.
Because in my house, there is constant tea, because that's what I love. Constant tea. From morning to, there must be tea.
Ah,
You get it?
visit.
Yeah, constant tea.
Mm.
Because when I sit on there are chairs, men, we like this, just a place you sit.
Yes.
When I sit at my table, like my chair like this, there is tea. I can see it. So when she will arrive and give it to me, I relax. You get it, bro? So, Pastor Tim, those two things, very key. He's not wrong.
There's a lady. Yes.
Yes,
go
let me
ahead.
just
Yeah,
add
yeah.
on that.
Yes.
And I want to bring that out from this perspective.
Mm.
There's reason God created us and put us where they put us. And there's reason God created us and allowed some cultures to play some roles in our lives and traditions.
Yeah.
There is a lot of interference in our language and our culture. I am a very proud Bukusu. Some of my friends say, when you sit with Charity, before you realize anything, she'll be speaking to you in Kibukusu. I don't speak that good Bukusu, but I love Bukusu.
Yes, yes.
Us try to look into our cultures. And culture, includes the practices and even language.
Yeah.
I come from Mount Elgon. So we are very close to the border. That is where my original home. I come from a place called Cheskaki.
Mm.
And the Bukusu spoken up the mountain can easily pass like vulgar to Pastor Dominic because he comes from the lower side of the county.
Yes.
My father is alive. And I've heard him talk on several occasions.
Yes.
They use that word, meaning, if we were to translate that to English, I'm telling you, they would shut the pastor's page.
Where is
Because
it romanced?
Yes. Yes.
I'm just trying
romance,
to
in
attempt.
fact,
No,
romance
yes.
is an understatement. Because
Where-
if you were
Oh,
to,
yeah,
to
yeah.
directly translate that word in English,
Yes.
it would not be allowed.
Yes.
Yeah.
But in the Bukusu language, the old people would ask that.
Mm.
Whari hawai? Ote hawai?
Yes.
Wachamunju wai?
Yes.
Listening to those words, if you are to translate them in English, you would not have issues being a wife. Because what they're asking is just what should happen in a marriage.
Mm.
So get all those. I was saying, sometimes we are very good at running, I'm going for my traditional wedding.
Yeah.
They call it Rasho, they call it Yombo. If you came to the Bukusus and you went through what you're supposed to go through in a traditional Bukusu marriage, the issues people have in their relationship will not be there. You cannot sit back and tell your husband, I'll have sex once in a week. It is not allowed in the Bukusu. In fact, they say,
You can't even.
if you're preparing wimbi so that you grind the flour, and Mzee calls you, you will stop what you're doing,
Hallelujah.
go do what he's asking you to do before you come back and continue. Those are the teachings. They call it what? Huvita in Kibukusu. But because we are very good Christians, we go to church and we have gone to school. We
Maybe
don't
you should
do
give
that.
her one more kubita. We have given us one.
No, let me just say something small
Yes.
before she
Don't
continues.
lose your thought.
I'm not going to stop it. There are good traditions and there are bad traditions.
Yes.
Mm.
So, because we are born again, I'm speaking as a pastor. Some people reject their traditions
In
in
entirety.
Totality, yes.
which is wrong. For instance, a tradition of greeting in our side,
Yes.
it means peace.
Yeah.
That's good tradition.
Yes.
There are good traditions like before your father officially starts eating from your house, you must prepare
yes.
a day for him to come and
It
eat.
must
You
be
can't reject
official.
that thing and say it's tradition. No. The only way you can get a proper blessing when you check the scripture
Yes.
with Isaac is when someone has eaten.
Mm.
So you bring him, eats with his friends, then he speaks a
A
blessing
blessing
on
on
your
you.
life.
Yes.
Any tradition that has a demonic backup is what
Yes.
we are refusing.
Mhm.
Any tradition that has demonic backup is what we are refusing.
Mm.
Like, for example, if someone dies and then the partner who is alive must be
Be
intimate
inherited.
with the person,
Yeah.
that's demonic.
Yes.
Those are wrong traditions,
Mhm.
but they are good traditions. So you cannot reject everything, especially when it comes to the issue of cooking. Mom has been, those are good traditions.
I just remembered the issue of Wimby, and there's a pastor who was training us in one couples meeting, and he said, even if he's driving to church and feels the urge
Yes.
on his way, he will tell the assistant pastor, hold it up for me.
Mhm.
I'll be coming. He will run back home.
Mm.
Then,
Will feel
Pastor,
the righteousness.
Mm.
Pastor,
And then-
there's another
then-
thing. There's something wrong that people say.
Mm.
People lie to pastors that you can't be intimate on Saturday and come to church. My friend, you
Mm.
can even be intimate in the morning,
Sunday morning.
and the message will be powerful. The
Mm.
Holy Ghost will
Parasite.
manifest.
It's bad.
I think starting off from what Pastor, we
No,
will
I'm
talk
so-
back and forth. I am
Somewhere
going
on
there.
the Kubita.
Yes,
Yes.
I am going back
Mm.
there.
Mm.
There is a notion, I don't know whether it's society, I don't know whether it's religion, that people demonized sex,
Yes.
that sex is evil. Sex is demonic. Reason being, it was being consummated or consumed in by wrong people.
Yes.
But
wrong
in my
times.
thinking, sex properly done
In marriage.
is divine.
That's
And so, if anybody is doing it and thinks because it is demonic, then check the setup.
Yeah.
The setup is what is demonic,
Yeah.
Mhm.
including unorthodox ways of getting intimate. Those are demonic.
Yeah.
But the rest is as divine as God created it. Full stop. Next,
Mm.
our traditions.
Mm.
I don't want to dwell so much into Hubita. Hubita, for those who do not know, is I think initiation.
Right
That
off,
when you
like a
get
right, huh?
of a certain age, then the teachings you are taken through over time before now you transition into adulthood. They will prepare you for all other aspects of life. They will tell the men how to hunt and look and provide for families. So when you get an irresponsible Bukusu man, please know that one is not the one who was in VTAD. The VTAD ones make very responsible husbands because they know their roles. If we get a mouthy woman who does not know how to manage her home and does not know that being soft or taking the second best in that society makes you weak, then that one was not VTAD. I like telling people that in your softness as a woman, you're very powerful. Because I will massage your ego and make you feel like you're the real man. But in real sense, I am massaging it so that I get my peace, so that I push my agenda. At the end of the day, I get what I want from my softness. Because in my being big-headed and shouting at you and not giving you the respect that is desired, I lose. So be strategic. And this was done by, in the Bukusu culture, through the Hubita. That was a one-time function. But as you grow up, there are those times when you would be taught, you'd be told.
Okay.
You would listen and learn from 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
And therefore, cooking for your husband in the Bukusu culture, if you are married to a Bukusu man, should not be an issue. I'm not saying they are not good cooks. They are very good and they can do the ugali. So if you do ugali mbichi, they will know.
Mm.
So just learn how to do a proper meal, because usually, like most Bukusu men say, the lower stomach is carried by the upper stomach. There are several stomachs like we believe in. So take care of both of them, and they are interdependent. So one cannot be left empty.
Man of God.
Think first.
Just an addition to that.
Hey.
Your masters in anthropology cannot help you sustain a marriage.
I'm on 3 stomachs there.
Yes,
They're
your
called ruminants or
masters.
whatever. Yes, continue.
I will give you your masters
In anthropology.
in anthropology
Exactly.
or psychotomy cannot run a marriage.
It's true.
You need a master's from an experienced woman who has done it and has seen it work. She knows where to pull the strings and push one. you need to calm down. These things of people saying, those were your days, my friend, the stomachs are still the same. They haven't changed. So you're saying that was happening in their time. Now this is their time. I tell Christians, there is no analog and digital Bible. Bible is one. Principles remain the same. Marriages are not working today because of digitalization of marital relationship. You can't digitalize that one. That one, it has a setup and it has a way, it has a standard. It has a way it should work and operate. So you must go down and be taught on how these things are done. You can see very wonderful ladies. I am not being hard on ladies, but every food, they are in college, but they are buying every food, including githeri. They are going to buy. They can't cook. Everything they buy. If you see them cooking, then it is these things that look like fingers. What are they called?
Noodles.
That's what they are buying. So you see, you have not prepared for this thing. When you are in your home, you had a house help helping out on issues. When you go to college, you are buying everything on the street. Now, when you get married, now this is what Mom was saying. I want just to be clear there. Every time someone brings food to you and cleans your hand, you look at them. Intimacy grows. If you leave a house help, always looking at your husband, bringing you food,
Intimacy grows.
The man will reach the road and bid you bye-bye and come back because intimacy is growing without you knowing. So as Mom said, you must always make sure food for your husband is you to give. Even if it's not you who cooked, make sure you are the one giving him, serving him, looking at him, smiling, asking him if he's okay. Thank you, Pastor.
Pastor, I'll tell you an example.
Wow.
I know we have ladies who cannot even make an egg.
Oh my God, an egg.
An egg. If they break that egg,
Boiled one.
well, if they boil,
I ate one somewhere because boiled, but it was very raw.
it is half cooked. That's what I was going to tell you. It's a boiled egg, it is half cooked.
Surely.
If it is an omelette, it has broken shells in the egg.
Surely.
God.
Something very basic. And it is a practice. It means this person never cooked, because if you cook that once or twice, you'd know the timing of a boiled egg. You'd know the proper way to crack an egg. I have an aunt that I love to the moon and back. My father's last-born sister. I'll use her as an example because to me, she's a real role model. She was married to a professor, but she was a housewife. So one time, one of my younger sisters was getting married, and my brother-in-law came home with his people. And of course, everybody is giving a speech. And this is what Senge said. My sister has gone to school. They're not this your standard struggling people. My sister has gone to school well, and my brother-in-law is equally a very well-established person. But when Senge said, no, this is now cancelled. This is Lubito. She's telling to the niece that when you go to work in the morning, make sure the people you have left at home have something to eat over lunchtime. Give them some food to eat. They can boil like githeri, they can eat some rice. But when you come back from work in the evening, make sure you cook your husband's meal.
Thank you.
Later on, my brother-in-law said, of all the statements that were said in that sitting, hiyo peke yake ndiye alisikia. And Senge was married, I'm telling you, Senge was married to a professor. Papa died some years back. May his soul rest in peace. But Senge still keeps her home and her children. And if she passed here, she's a very gracious lady and very pretty. You would see it in her because she carries herself in that manner, and that is what comes out of her. So you can imagine, Senge has told us very clearly that you go to work because we have taken you to school. You must also work. Do not leave your servants at home hungry. Make sure they have something to eat during the day. But when you come back from work in the evening, it is your duty. Make sure you cook for your husband. Then you get there and say, what is wrong? You can make an order. We can get somebody to deliver a meal from
What are
KFC.
those people called? The one that brings KFC or
Yes. So, marriage, the standards are set. They're the same. You can camouflage them and they can evolve. But
Maybe-
your
maybe-
role
maybe-
is
maybe,
just...
Secretary, if I would ask you,
Yes,
in respect to that,
yes.
because there's quite a thin line between what women would call now mastery and another person being a slave. There's a gentleman, I don't know if this is a gentleman or it's a lady, he says Samuel Sami, he's saying there's a serious problem with men who don't willingly help their wives with domestic work like changing diapers.
Mm.
Okay.
Like,
Who go first?
how
You
do we
let us
draw
know.
the line? Maybe you should continue that thought,
Yes.
then you come
Yes.
to you.
Yes.
How do
Where-
you draw the line? Yes.
Where those are roles,
Yeah.
your upbringing, your understanding is what controls that.
Mm.
How was this man brought up? What is his understanding of
Mm.
fatherhood or parenting? That is where the line is drawn. There's nothing extra. This man is not a lesser man because they're changing diapers,
Mm.
or it will not reduce your being a man because today you cooked breakfast and washed your son to go to school. It all boils down to how you're brought up and what your perspectives are or perception is of fatherhood. It is simple. It is who you are.
Mm.
Yeah. For me,
Okay.
that's the take. Yes.
Life has taken me through phases. There was a time my wife was employed and I was not. And I had, was it a 7-month-old or around 1 year baby? This was a girl. So she could leave and leave me with the baby.
Mm.
So I had all the responsibility to take care of the child. So as mom is saying, it all has to do with who you are.
Mm.
But largely, taking care of young babies, it should be a responsibility of our ladies. It should not grow to a level whereby now you are making standard.
Mm.
If I take the baby care for 2 days, now you go for 3 days. No,
No.
it should not go that. God has provided grace for ladies in a way that they can easily take care of their children. But as a parent, as a man, you must also be responsible. She's maybe preparing food and the child needs to be changed the diaper. You can't be there sitting and forcing her to leave what she's doing to come when you have the baby. You can easily stand up, go change the diaper. What it's simply saying is it should not become now like
The norm.
a norm.
Mm.
You say, when I do this, you must do this. No, it
Okay.
must flow.
Respectfully. so.
Yes.
And
Okay.
you
Like
do-
I remember for my young brother, it's a law. He doesn't hold a baby that is less than 1 year.
Yes.
So I think he communicated that to the wife. He feels like he can kill the baby. So he
Yes.
said, I will not handle the baby for
Yes.
1 year, but I can do something else.
Yes.
Okay.
well, now you see, that is his understanding.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, and there's something wrong with that.
Yes.
But for me, if he came to me, if that couple came to me, I would pick it up from the young man and want to understand why he thinks so, and if he cannot, he can actually change. Because now, where is the bonding? When do you begin bonding with a child at 1 year? Because this child is very accustomed to the mother. Where do you come in? I met a doctor. I was doing around in a hospital somewhere, and this doctor noticed I was counseling, and he raised a question and said, I have a boy who's around 3-4 years, and this boy is very hostile towards me. Every time I go towards my child does not want. Then I asked him, when do you ever get time? Did you ever? He was never there, because you know how busy doctors are. He's never home. He will go to work and all that. But there are others, even if they're that busy, when they come back home, even if it's at 2 in the morning, they will take their 1-month-old baby and put that baby on their chest. As you put that baby on your chest as a father, that child grows, bonding with you. By the time they get to that 1 year, they're very comfortable with you as their father. Because when you do that, then the rift between you is there. You will struggle bringing that child on board. And even if you do, that child will have a preference over the mother.
Awesome. There are so many questions. I don't know whether I can be able to handle some of them.
Continue.
All of
I
them.
don't know how
but,
many minutes we have. We still have time.
Actually, our time is up. But
Do what you can.
we've been here for 2 hours already. Yeah,
It looks like
for
30
two-
minutes.
it's 2 hours actually. And I think a lady is asking, most people in marriages keep on spreading too much negativity about marriages, especially to us who are not married.
Yeah.
until you can wonder if
Yes.
marriage is really beautiful. So at some point, it can even create fear
Yes.
for
Let me
us. in
respond to
getting-
that lady.
Yeah, yeah.
Lady, marriage works.
Wonderful.
There is, you can be in a crisis-free marriage.
Mm.
I've been in this thing for 18 now, going to 19 years. We have not had a cause to bring anyone to come and counsel. I have my spiritual father around. He knows.
Mm.
We have not had someone because we sit and talk. So their marriages work,
Mm.
and it's a beautiful place to be.
Exactly.
Yeah. So let her expect that hers will be better.
Mm.
Yeah, my Pastor Moss.
Yes.
I would want to address her. I've been in an abusive relationship and I left.
Yeah.
And I am now in another very beautiful one, and I wonder why I kept all my years in the
Yeah,
abusive relationship.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
you should be able to look at it like one would fail. Somebody would come out and say, this is bad. Everything looks like marriage is falling apart.
Yeah.
But I'm here to tell her marriage works and marriage is beautiful.
Yeah.
If you fail one time, you can try it another
Yes.
time,
Yeah.
and life just goes on. You don't have to stick where you feel the pain. Like I said, marriage ni nini? Ni kuvumiliana, si
Yeah.
kuteseka.
Yes.
Yeah.
Marriage is beautiful.
Yes, marriage
I will
is
tell you the same
beautiful.
thing.
Very
Marriage
beautiful.
is
Yes.
all right,
Yes.
all right, okay.
Yes.
The conversation is growing sweeter and sweeter. Can we also hear on this topic, peace is for man and love is for woman? Is this true, and how do we relate on this? Coming from Kevin.
Peace is for man.
I don't
I-
agree
Love
with
is
that.
for,
I don't
for
get
woman.
that.
We all need all of them.
Yeah.
I think it said peace is for man and love is for.
I think I know where that would be coming from.
Okay.
We talk a lot about men going back to peace.
Yeah.
And women
Yeah,
need
yeah.
to feel loved.
Oh, yeah,
Yes,
yeah. I
That
guess
is
that's
what
why, yeah.
I think maybe.
Yeah, yeah.
And
yeah.
it's true.
Mm.
I always say, please don't insist and shout very hard that I love you when you're a woman and you're telling a man. That will not mean anything if you don't respect that man. If you respect that man, then you'll create an environment that will be very peaceful, and he will feel appreciated and automatically be able to love you.
Okay.
So for a man, when you tell a woman you love them, that might equally not make much sense. What are you doing to make that woman feel very appreciated, loved, and secure in the relationship? So the two words are important, yes, the peace and love, but there's a need to work towards an environment that would create peace for the man and an enabling environment that would make the woman feel loved. Yes.
Awesome. Do you have anything?
Yes,
Oh, that's-
what I have to say is this: when you get married, please understand your position and your place.
Yes.
I tell pastors' wives, okay?
Go louder.
I want to talk to pastors' wives because sometimes a pastor's wife will stand and say, huyu ni mzee, aongeangi sana, wacha afanye hivi, asalamu, alafu aketi. That's disrespectful.
Yes.
The man might not say. And listen, even ladies whose husbands don't come to church, the day your husband come to church, stop going in front of the church and shouting, oh, I thank God I've prayed and I've
Now
asked
then.
God, now the man is here. Now you want the man to come. Men don't like to look like it is you who is initiating what they are doing.
Exactly.
Why a man is not following you to church? Because when he comes in church, assume you have not seen him. Let the pastor and other men deal with him. Because he has not grown to your level of spirituality to understand that we are all equal before God. So when he comes to church, leave him. When pastor talks to him, he feels respected, he feels honored. Any place as a lady you are with the man, allow him to give you opportunity to speak.
Someone's
Allow
giving,
the man be the man.
Yes.
let the man be the man.
Yes,
Let the man lead.
let the man
Yes.
be the man.
Yeah.
Be
What is the
woman.
problem? They feel threatened if someone tries to lead.
There's
No.
something very delicate that people like talking about.
Yeah.
It's a 3-letter word. It is
Ego.
called an ego. And
Yes.
that is the God-given position
It
of
was
who a
created
man.
by God.
Yes, for that man. And then the minute that ego is punctured, even with a small pin like this, it will flow. It will flow, and let the man be the man.
Man of God, when I give my wife opportunity to preach anywhere I go, she will stand up and say, I thank God for this opportunity and I thank my husband. Thank you, sir.
Eh. What does that mean?
That only and
This gentleman here feels I am in control.
No wonder it's 18 years.
Yes.
then only.
Awesome. That's where the problem starts, when you try initiating the romantic moment, or partner pushes back, or is it not interested, or is not interested, yet you are not aware of the mood changes. I don't know what that means, but I don't get the question. Charity is very calm and wise. We are also wise, only that we are not calm, but we are very wise. Charity is very calm.
Charity is very calm
and wise. I think that's coming from Samuel. Okay.
I am just calm and wise because of the many experiences, and I've decided that this is the way I want my life to run.
Okay.
I understand why that one is saying, when you initiate and then your partner pushes you away. Pushing away, like I've said, is running away from something. When something is good, you pull it towards you. Anytime you pull something away, you push something away from you, there is resistance, meaning there are underlying issues in that relationship. Ask, what is the problem? Yeah.
I think Apostle Tim has put it well when we said about Hawaii, so he put it in English. I don't want to read it, but it's already here.
Yes.
We appreciate Apostle. I know we will read it. Maybe I'll deal with you once we're done with the podcast. My men of God are just men before God.
Yes, thank you.
Pastor Dominic unasema points. That's a comment from another person listening. You know, I love the fact that you guys are really making sense to different people.
Yes.
And I love that the fact that we are making that straight. It's a straight talk.
Yes.
So we are hitting the nail from the top.
Yes.
And so I really want to appreciate. I know there are still some questions that I don't want to handle now.
Yes.
Because I think we would be able to, if I would ask them, we might not be able to finish.
For today.
Reverend Adolwa.
Pastor,
Yes.
as much as we don't have time,
Yes.
I am a believer in getting back and answering each question.
Okay.
Because for whoever, maybe create time, even
Okay.
if it's off air,
Okay.
and try and answer.
Oh. Okay.
So
Okay.
that we don't
Or
leave
perhaps you
out
can go
anybody.
through them briefly. If briefly
It is your, personally, I don't have a
Yeah.
problem.
So
We can go through
possibly,
it and make sure that we reach out to as many as possible. I think that is why we're here.
There's another Apostle Tim is saying that Bus Masabuicha and the ugali is ugali is not well cooked.
Yes. Kimbo.
How do I say it? I never that was the question we had last time. How do you say there's too much salt?
When you're telling your partner.
Your partner.
Okay, let me
Namubus Mabubis, how do you say it?
let me tell you what I say. It has kept us going.
Because I think I've had issues with the
Once you
Salt.
cook
Eh.
the salt, you feel it is too much, isn't it? This is what you say. Hey, I thank God. This one is okay. But I think next time let it just be a little bit lower, but it's still okay. And you eat it. But you don't go and say
there was one I tried and it was totally unedible.
No.
So I was like,
no.
and I said, familiar too. Okay, continue.
You don't argue. You don't argue.
You just close your eyes.
Yes, and you speak it that way. So next time she will improve. Because if you make a mountain out of a small thing like that one, you're going to affect the whole day, the whole evening, and your relationship will start having issues from a small thing.
Okay.
Vumilia. Hata teseka kabisa. I will start off where we have badly done food according to your standard.
Yes.
I am a woman and I cook. No woman prepares food and serves it knowing that it is not well done.
Yes.
So from there, look at it like this is a human, from a human face. It is a mistake. She did not intentionally
Do it.
serve me oversalted food or badly done ugali. Ugali is a very interesting meal to make, by the way.
Yeah.
Do you know your ugali can come out? I believe I'm a very good ugali maker, personally.
Yeah.
But there are days I make bad ugali.
Definitely.
And I thank God for Mzee. I think that man is the wisest human being I know. He will tell you,
I wish someone would say that about me.
you will get the right person. Because
What will he say?
he will say, "Marabofu no bele butrie."
Yeah.
No,
so
he
blames the flour.
blames the flour.
Yes.
Not when he tells me marabufu no, I will know that ugali has not come out the way it's supposed to be done, and I will, if indeed it is the unga, this is how the conversation goes. Oh, I bought unga, or I decided I have some maize. Maybe I did not dry it well or clean it well. How does it feel? Then he'll say, this ugali does not taste like the ugali you make.
Yes.
You know, he will not say my ugali is usually bad. When he says it does not taste like the one I make, then I realize, today the standard was slightly
Yes.
lower.
I need
So
to
it is
maintain.
wisdom in the way you manage. If it has a lot of salt, it is very easy. You people have this. Then you say, I read somewhere that potatoes can help unsalt or lessen the salt in the stew. Can we put this on the fire and drop in a few potatoes? You bring a suggestion to the problem and not now smear and make it an issue, so that even if it's tomorrow, you
Or
say,
just pick one piece and then throw it on the wall and be like, look at your life.
No.
what
Look
are you
at your
creating?
life.
That
I've
is-
told you it is very easy. He knows this ugali is not good. He does not blame me. He
But
blames
the
the
problem
flour.
is the
The message
addressee
is-
knows that I'm the one being addressed anyway. But you will keep quiet as well. Because you could basically pick up an issue as well.
Let me tell you.
That is why I'm saying life is
wisdom.
about your upbringing. And if you think you came out of a family that was not very okay and you desire to live well, learn how to talk,
Okay.
learn how to listen. So that even if you want to say something, like personally, Pastor Moses, I can tell you something very nasty in a very good way. Those who know me. I can calmly keep quiet, plan my words and bring them out. We will not quarrel, but I would have passed a very nasty message to you. So just choose your words when you talk to your partner, even in situations where this would actually become an argument. You just differ and leave it at that.
Someone is abusing me online. He's saying that
What is it?
my daughter Lindy is saying, Mwirwach, you are not ready for this conversation. My gender will come for you. So I don't know. Because of what I said of Ugali,
Now, you see, man
throwing
of God,
Ugali on the wall, I think,
what in summary what she's saying, when it comes to marital issues, I tell pastors who do counseling on marriage, please handle issues, don't handle personality.
Yes.
For instance,
How do you separate Ugali from a person?
No,
Hey.
let's now use even a different example.
Yes.
Your husband comes late and you want him to be coming home early. The issue is not your husband. The issue is coming late. So how do we sort out coming late? That's the thing. You handle issues. Anytime
How
you
do
have,
separate the action from the one who did the action.
but you
Wisdom.
are complaining, wisdom. You are complaining he comes late, which means earlier on he was coming earlier. Before he started lateness.
So the issue.
Yes, the issue. Now, mom is saying she cooks normally good ugali, but once in a while, it can come up funny. So the issue is the way it came up this day. So you handle it. Then she's saying she will talk about maybe tinga enyatiaga ikusiaga vizuri. Are you seeing? Looking at options of sorting it out. Anyone who is attempting to solve marriage with looking at personalities, you will not solve
You will
it.
not solve it. Yes.
You will not solve it.
Be
you
issue
will
based.
speak the whole night.
Yes. Be issue based.
You will not.
Be issue based.
Yes,
Deal
be
with
issue
issues.
based. Yes.
We see someone saying, mke wangu hayuko romantic, but kumbe is only that this lady, she is not prepared well. The guy is just making it too big. But when you ask him, hayuko
Here's the
romantic,
problem.
Be specific.
let me
What
give
is
you an
it?
example.
Here's the problem.
I was solving an issue of a man who is a high school teacher and the lady also a high school teacher. The lady was complaining, this man is big, he doesn't love me, he's bad. So we sat with my wife and we talked. After 2 hours, I realized we are not handling the issue. So my wife just tapped me and said, can I ask? I say, yes. She asked the lady, stop all this. Does this man satisfy you? The lady said, Mama umekuja vizuri. So we were just talking about other issues. But kumbe this is a guy that starts up the other altar thing, then he says we will continue tomorrow, and he sleeps and forgets. He will not continue. Then the lady is waiting, and this guy stays with the friends up to 12 in the midnight, just chatting and talking about nothing. And the lady is waiting and expecting intimacy. So because of the way they were brought up, she cannot complain directly. She's playing games.
Okay.
So the real issue was this. But when we solved the issue, the marriage was saved. So we solve issues.
Nono kakumchere ne chumbi. Engali shuali. How do you
I think that's one becoming just funny.
Like, how do you over put salt in rice?
It
I think
happens.
Apostle Tim is going through it, but yeah.
The
It
thing
happens.
is
Unaona
this.
vile mama anasema.
Let me just.
It's
let
not
me-
every
I
day.
cook.
Yes.
Apostle Tim, oversalted salt is something that happens a lot.
Yeah.
How do we manage salt in the kitchen? You do not know how do you manage salt in the kitchen?
Yeah.
Some of us have measuring
Things.
spoons.
Mm.
Some of
in
us
corner.
measure on our hands.
Some of us are spirits.
Some of us just look at it and
Imagine.
say that is
Enough.
adequate. So, if somebody tipped the salt container and a lot of it spilled into the water,
Kifuniko ikaanguka ndani ya
ikaanguka
chumvi.
ndani.
Yeah,
And
kufanya-
lastly, we have different taste buds.
yeah.
What
It's too
Is-
salty for you.
too salty for me
May not
might be accommodated well by the other person. So if this is your wife and you've lived with her for years, she would know the type of salt you take.
Mm.
I'll keep on using my own example. I can do without salt. That I can eat saltless food. And once I put that that food in my mouth, I will comfortably eat it. So that automatically means if the salt slightly tastes, then it means that will make me uncomfortable. And I'm also hypertensive.
And Charity,
So,
maybe let me ask you a question because I see there's a question coming in through. I'm sorry for cutting you short.
yes.
My husband comes back home late,
Mm.
and it's not something that he's been doing. It's just begun.
Mm.
Tell me the appropriate way to approach that matter
You-
without projecting.
somebody comes in late
Mm.
and you're interested in knowing, you do not know how to approach. That is an indicator, one, that you have very poor communication in that relationship.
Mm.
So you'd better learn how to communicate. Because in a healthy way, that is a question that should be addressed before he comes home late.
Yes.
Okay?
Okay.
Now,
So the
okay.
husband should have said,
Yes.
I'll be late.
Yes. It is not the
Mm.
wife's
Responsibility.
responsibility to ask the husband why the husband has come in late.
Okay.
It is not.
In the scenario that he doesn't say and he comes
In
late.
the scenario that he doesn't say, he comes in late. You say something is bothering me. You don't address him. Address what is bothering you.
Mm.
Because when you address why are you coming home late, you are
No.
confronting him.
Don't you think it's such a thin line between
Yeah,
separating
that
those
is-
actions from people?
Yes, that is now where
The wisdom comes
the,
in.
the wisdom comes
You
in
don't
and the
approach
tactic
him.
of life. You don't approach him because what makes you think he has an issue coming home late? He doesn't. That's why he intentionally comes home late.
And then let me also tell the ladies.
Let me just
it is
finish,
also
Pastor.
bothering. It's
Yeah.
also bothering the same man.
Try to move
Yes.
closer to them. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's also bothering the same man.
That he is coming
That
home
is-
late.
so when you ask him,
Yes.
now you make him get out
He
of hand.
will now have need to defend himself.
Yes.
Because, like Pastor says, he is not ignorant of time. He knows why he's coming home late.
He
And-
doesn't need to be reminded.
No, you don't have to remind him. That's not a child. This is an adult. And for that matter, a husband. It is his responsibility to let you know why he's going to come back home late. If he does not tell you this is the truth, he has reason why he does not want you to know, whatever reason he has. So if it is bothering you, this is what she should say. I am sorry, but this is making me very uncomfortable. I don't feel good when you come home late. It is not wewe unafanya mimi sisikii vizuri ukikuja umechelewa. There are very many issues, security. You know, you don't begin by saying wewe unakaa uko nje because you have women. Because that is the what is boiling beneath the table.
Yeah.
You bring other issues so that the issue of suspecting that he might be spending time with somebody else comes in last. And if you say the issue of security, which is true, if you come back home late, it is not safe.
Okay.
And maybe, what is it? Are you having very long hours at your workplaces?
I'm not
And
concerned.
I'm concerned because now this is draining into your own personal life. What time do you have to rest? If you come home and rest for just 2 hours and you need to go back to the office, you're setting a very conducive
Environment for discussion.
environment for discussion.
You can spoil it or you can make it. How do you
Yes,
like? Okay.
out of the way you approach it. So you approach it from your own concern. And even if you think he's coming home late is because he's seeing another woman, there's a way you approach it. Okay?
Okay.
Get to know the facts as to why and who the person is. And once you know what you need to do, once you know or you are certain that there's another woman involved, know your take on it. Because confronting that person might cause you more problems. And if you are to confront, have your facts. Yes, have your facts. And say, this is bothering me because I feel you're being unfaithful to me. And I know it is true because these are the facts.
Yeah.
Yes. I always tell women another flip side of it, of what goes on in marriages with other women. When you snoop into your husband's phone and you find a message there, know what to do with that message. You can decide either to ask or keep quiet. Depending
Really?
on what you... Yes. Because you're asking, you want to confront a man who is having a relationship with that. By the time you realize a man is having a relationship with another woman, faster, they would even be having a child. It is something that will not happen today or in the morning and then in the afternoon you realize. You'll be very lucky. It's something that has been going on. And this is not a child. He knows what he's getting himself into. So be wise when you ask those questions. And I tell some women sometimes, ignoring and even posing like it's not there might save you other than bringing it up.
Now,
Yeah.
we should also borrow from the courts. Innocent until proved guilty.
Yes.
The problem with ladies, some men are always guilty before they are proven innocent. It will bring a lot of positive energy in a marriage if you are, starting from the point of he is innocent
Yes.
until proven guilty. It will give you more peace. It will harm you more if you're suspecting wrong things,
Yes.
eating you up, and the guy is innocent. And then you confront him on something he's not doing. And maybe he was working late because the boss had put a lot of
Demands,
pressure
yes.
on him and he's late. And he's paying all the bills and all that. And then on top of that, you have also to bring this kind of argument. So as mom says, wisdom will be key. Say, my dear, I see this is not how it normally happens. Might I have done anything maybe wrong? Because I don't see you.
Is it easier to victimize yourself?
It is. I'm not
Is
saying
it better?
victimize
Is it better?
yourself, but you, as
you
mom
don't
said,
victimize yourself.
yes,
Expressing your dissatisfaction does
Yes.
not victimize
Yes.
you. It's
Oh,
not
okay.
victimizing
you're
yourself.
not victimizing
Because
yourself.
it is something different. Saying where you come home late
Yes,
and saying, I feel it is not safe.
yes,
I have to stay, and it's also not good for your health. You
Yeah.
stay up late for many hours, and you need to get to the office early. So you see, you talk it from your point
Point
of
of view.
concern, not from his weakness.
his weakness.
Yes.
Okay. I think Lindy works with the Ken Salt. She's saying that hapo kwa Salt ndio yako
Wacha
na
tuuze
issue.
chumvi.
I think she works with Ken Salt. We appreciate you, Lindy. Maturity is very important. That's coming from Sami. Thank you so much. Somebody saying, I think Apostle Tim found his match, and Ambiwa, a lot has gone through him. He has not gone through a lot has gone through him.
Yes.
He's the one who's going about salt in rice. So
Yes.
Someone is asking, we should talk about the issue of the phone. Na tutamaliza hii.
I think we can
Because,
stop there.
We should
we could talk about the issue of phones.
Yes, and then stop there.
Is my phone, like I heard, was it Kansime, the comedian?
Yes.
She was advising women that if your husband's phone would ring, take a tissue paper, cover it, take it to him. So while she was still advising the friend, her husband's phone rang. She picked the call. Said, why are you bothering my husband? The friend was like, I thought the advice was I should cover it with tissue paper and take it. Is my phone or is it our phone? Now, I want to talk from the perspective, not of 18 years, but from the cases you've dealt with.
Yes.
and from the point of peace and the point of, building a marriage.
Yes.
Just be candid as you can.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Concerning the issue of the phone,
Mm.
I will start by scripture because I'm a pastor.
Yes.
I always advise pastors when you go to handle any issue, remain true to your calling.
Sure.
The Bible says Adam and Eve, they were naked to each other and they were not ashamed. That means what you have and what your wife has, okay? They should not be, like mipaka completely, no one should know what is happening here, no one should know what is happening there, okay? After having said that, I'll also like to add this, and I'm not contradicting myself, I'm just being very clear.
Yeah.
Why should you be sniffing in somebody's phone? Why should it bother you that every day your partner comes, then you start opening their phones to start checking from morning to evening? Then the issue is not the phone. The issue is something else. It's mistrust. So if you have not handled the mistrust, even if this guy comes with a phone that has nothing wrong on it, if he wants to cheat mom, he will cheat. It's not the phone that cheats. It's a character in the man or in the woman. So sometimes, even if you go check your phone and open and check and all that, it will not help. Let me give my own personal experience as a man of God. My wife doesn't receive all my calls. And when she receives, she will tell the person, Bwana asifiwe sana, pastor ako busy, anaoga. She doesn't go like, ulikuwa unasemaje? No. You understand?
Okay.
Because this is personal.
Okay.
So my wife has some level of respect to my phone.
Okay.
Just like I also have some level of respect to her phone. I don't go sniffing into her phone. If she wants me to see, but it doesn't mean I've put a password she cannot open. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
So there must be that balance. It should not look like you must know everything that is going on there. No. It should also not look like she must also know or you must also know.
Okay.
Some level of respect is very key.
Awesome.
That will be my response.
My phone, our phone.
Yes.
My take is not very different from what Pastor is saying,
Okay.
but I believe in respecting each other's space.
Yes.
Of course, you can check my phone, and you must have reason why you're checking it
Thank
or
you.
why you want to use my phone.
Mm.
I cannot say because this is my phone, you will not make a call from it,
Yes.
or you cannot receive a call.
Yes.
But for me personally, I have not had need to
Going into
going
His
into his phone.
yes.
They can never be need
Yeah.
because to me, what is in there directly concerns him.
Yeah.
Why would I go there? If
Mm.
somebody calls, I don't need to pick it.
Mm.
Let the person call, and if he's around, then he'll be through with the bathroom, like Pastor is saying, and return the call.
Yeah.
There's one time I answered Mze's call. Reason being, he left home and forgot his phone.
Yeah.
And the calls kept coming in. I got very confused. And for me, I was lucky because when I received that call, it was him using another phone to ask if indeed the phones were at home. And I told him, sorry, I have had to answer because now this number kept calling and I didn't know what to do. But personally, there's no need of going into your pastor's
The
phone.
person's phone.
But
There's no need of you picking a call that has come in from a suspected clandestine relationship. There's no need. Because by the time that call is coming in, that number was given. So you can imagine, you want to sort out something that somebody created. I'm a strong believer of people fixing their mess.
Mm.
So don't pick up a call. More so, it is an issue that is concerning an extra relationship. Because what would be wrong if my pastor called?
Yeah.
Why are you asking? If the phone is ringing and I am in the house and it's Pastor Moss calling, Why would Mzee have an issue with seeing Pastor Moose calling? Unless he thinks otherwise.
Yes.
So it is usually the intentions or the assumptions that those incoming calls are not right. But technically, your phone shouldn't be an issue to your partner.
Maybe
Why
on the same
bother?
line, Charlie,
Yes.
the mistrust does it have anything to do with maybe my own issues I have, especially for, let me say, woman or man? Because I'm told the most suspicious ones are the ones who normally cheat the most. Just saying, or maybe assuming, like,
Nah.
is it because you have issues yourself?
Now, let me tell you, Pastor,
Mm.
trust issues are very dynamic.
Mm.
It is assumed that because you are cheating in a relationship, you'll be the most suspicious.
Mm.
My question would be, why are you cheating in that relationship?
Mm.
Is cheating part of your package?
Mm.
So if it is that you think over time we will need to cheat over each other, please don't bother about the phone because it's an agreement that you had.
Okay.
The issues of trust and thinking because so and so is because I am doing this, and it is automatic that my partner is equally cheating. To me, it's a wrong theory,
Assumption, okay.
a wrong assumption.
Okay.
I also want to support because
Mm.
there are ladies who are just insecure, are ladies insecure, or men who are just insecure, and some of them love too much. They are too much attached, so they are overprotective. So
Are we not supposed to be like that?
No, that is unhealthy.
that's unhealthy.
If
Listen
you love
to me.
something, you set it free.
Yeah.
You don't control
I
and
tell
suffocate
people,
the person.
For instance, you are working, okay?
Yeah.
Your fiancé is working.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you with her always?
Imagine.
So now you're going to check the phone, which is only with you for 2 hours. And then this is a person who is not with you. You see, the lady can just go to the boss and tell the boss, give me an off for 2 days. I'm not feeling well. Then every day she wakes up in the morning, she says she's going to work. Then she goes to Malaba. She goes to Eldoret and come back in the evening. And you are concerned about the phone. You see? So the character of person who we just cheat. So the phone cannot be actually the real measure for you to control a cheating or not cheating person. Sorry. Let's just have respect for each other.
And to compound on that,
Yes.
cheating is a choice.
Uh-huh.
If I decide that I am not satisfied with this one person
Yes.
and I need to have an extra one,
Yes.
no amount of control
Yes.
will stop me.
Mm.
Do you know, especially women are very tactful. I can cheat without using this phone.
Thank you.
I can cheat and be very firm in my marriage. And you would never have reason to doubt me. So like I've said, cheating is a choice. That is something somebody has decided to do. What else are you going to do to convince the man otherwise? When you have chosen that I want a shirt that looks the way it looks. And you say, nah, have it plain like what Pastor Dominic is having. And that is your choice. So it is a lifestyle, it's a way of life you choose. If you want to choose to cheat, cheat. It does not mean that whoever is now looking at it and having trust issues can control you. It doesn't work that way. You control yourself.
Okay.
Yes, it is an urge you say, it's something you say, well, this feels very tempting, but it is not right, so I will not do it. And
All right. I just want to read through some of these things,
Then conclude.
yes,
and then we conclude
We
from
say
there.
that was the last one.
Yeah. That was the last one.
we will check.
I think, there's someone here who is giving me saying, okay, we are having many desperate moments where someone feels time is running out and they quickly camouflage behaviors to find a suitor, tie the knot and then get babies, but realities will hit after and all hell break loose. Hapo kwa camouflage. How should the society prepare the young generation and how can the young people approach this aspect? I don't know. Maybe in a statement, because we are out of time. Maybe just in a word. Camouflages, chameleons. Now they have babies already and hell now breaks loose. But I always believe that before hell breaks loose, it had traces.
Yes. Yeah, they are read. First of all, I want to say from a Christian perspective, I want to tell you that you need to ask God to help you, give you discernment.
Exactly.
Number one,
Mm.
you need discernment.
Mm.
If you have the Spirit of God, He will guide you. You will discern.
Mm.
Then, if it's a lady or a guy, He will do something that will tell you.
Mm.
He cannot, as a helper all through.
Mm.
There will be something He will do that will tell you this is a wrong fella. Number two, you need to have enough time to know the person. You can't date for 1 month and then you are getting married. You say love, man of God, have fallen flat. No, you will stand up. Because you have to get time also to know the guy. So discernment and having enough time to know the person.
Awesome. Ma'am, any?
Yeah.
In a
If,
sentence, yes.
Somebody is camouflaging,
Mm.
premarital counseling will give you an opportunity
Mm.
to see a specialist who can read desperation in one relationship.
Mm.
You know, we are just human. You cannot be smart before everybody. You can
Yeah.
be smart before your boyfriend or girlfriend,
Yes.
but you will not be smart
Always.
before your pastor,
Mhm.
who is older than you, who is asking questions and you're answering in a manner that is questionable.
Yeah.
Of course, you might push through, but in a wise, in a proper setup, you'll be cautioned.
Okay.
And I'll go back to upbringing.
Okay.
We are parents, we are grandparents, we are brothers, we are sisters. We are molding, we are bringing up children who are going to be somebody's partner tomorrow. Instill values, instill virtues, teach the proper ways of living, what comes out as a good person, so that at any given point, somebody goes out there and they have a conscience, they have a foundation, they have a life. They know, if I do this, it is a commitment for life. I have to do it right.
So, yeah.
I cannot stand up and lie.
Mm.
I cannot insist on a biological clock and therefore rush into things. I'm bringing up human beings. What happens to those children that I'll bring in on a foundation of lies?
Okay.
So it all comes from who we are, whom we are bringing up, what we instill in people. If you come to my home and you are asking for a hand in marriage in my daughter, what did I teach my child? I always tell my girls, if you go out there and mess, I am not responsible. I have taught you what you ought to do, and I'm sure you can make proper decisions.
Okay.
Including if you made a mistake, you'd step back and say, this is wrong, I need to correct.
Okay.
And in so doing, we bring up a community that is very healthy.
Awesome.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
We have very amazing greetings from Valerie Wasilwa, your daughter. She said that greet that lady.
that
She's
is
my
my
mother.
daughter.
So Valerie, thank you so much for joining us.
That is
We
my
have
baby.
conveyed the greetings as you
Yes.
requested. Thank you so much for
Thank you,
joining in.
Val. Yeah.
Mambo ya simu, kila mtu ana simu yake,
Mhm.
anaitwa handset, not landline or table line. That's a positive for you.
That's true.
Yeah, positive is just making fun everywhere.
But we have to balance also.
But
We have
it's
to-
true. Hey, it's not a landline.
This is not a house line. Nikaa na simu yako na ni police. Okay. Wakucheat and cheat to even phoneless. Yeah, that's very true. The secular puts it this way: majority of working and healthy marriages have cheaters. It seems not true, even when it is true. Marriage is perfect. Msinilete kisirani mimi. Pole yaya. Tumekusamea. Thank you so much, Valerie, saying asante, Pastor. Imagine we have to stop.
Yeah. Definitely.
It's been a very healthy conversation here. I always tell people that if for nobody else, then for me.
Yes.
Yeah, even for nobody else, then for me. You know, some of the ways fixing a nation begins in a very small way.
Yes.
You fix
The
a
family.
man.
Yes.
You fix a family.
Yes.
You fix the nation.
Yes.
So I know that we are also fixing the nation.
It's very
I
true.
think I've watched that program on NTV. They call it
Yes,
Fixing the Nation.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think we're also fixing the nation by fixing
from this side of
from
the
this
world.
side of the world.
Yes.
When you fix a family, you fix the
fix the
nation.
nation.
You fix the church.
Yes.
Dysfunctional family, dysfunctional church,
Yes.
dysfunctional nation,
Yes.
and the world of
And the world.
Yes.
Yeah. Also, maybe I'll give you a minute to your last words. Begin with Pastor and then
Yeah. So,
Senior.
first of all, I want to appreciate God for this opportunity. Secondly, I want to appreciate Pastor Moss for creating such an important session. And these sessions are very rare, especially even in churches, because we don't have time. And most of the time, we deal with spiritual aspects and leave aside the social aspect, which in a big way is a contributing factor to break broken homes. So I want to appreciate you so much. And those who are connecting, make sure that anytime it comes on, you are connecting, and please learn. Let's get your feedbacks, and it shall be well. Otherwise, may the Almighty God bless all of you.
Awesome.
Thank
Ma'am.
you.
Thank you. Like Pastor said, we are fixing the unit
Yeah.
Amen.
and by extension, fixing the world.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. For those who have kept us the online company, let me just read this comment. It's a good one. Congratulations, good people of God. Powerful session. I've really enjoyed this program. May blend perfectly. Hope to see you again next week. So,
thank God.
Up from us, actually, we want to say a very big thank you
Thank you.
for spending your data, your time, just to be present here, leaving a comment, and of course, keeping us company online. We so much appreciate. Be a blessing by sharing this podcast on your social handles. I know it will be a great blessing. The conversation is still going on. I know that the panelists also will be able to follow up some of those comments you've left on this program. And I know in their special way, they should be able to respond to some of those questions in a more clearer and a perfect way. A Charity here is a professional counselor. So you might have a question. I know you want to inbox her. You can go ahead and do so. She'll give you the professional counseling session. Pastor Dominic is a pastor, man of God, and 18 years of marriage is a whole, huge experience. So he's talking from a point of, can I tell you what works for me? So we can also, but I'm told that what works for you doesn't work for me. So he can give you some of the basics that work generally across all the marriages. From me, Pastor Moss, and from my panelists, Charity and Pastor Dominic, we say thank you. May God bless you. See you again next week, same time, right here. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.